Oh, you're going to get a shot here. 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 Oh, you're going to get a shot here.
Welcome to the No Shot NBA podcast with Chuck and Duck.
And engineer Ben behind the scenes.
The No Shots podcast is brought to you by Dank Delish Coffee. The best beans in the galaxy are the only way to start your morning. Go to dankdelish.com and order some. You won't regret it. You can listen, like, and subscribe to the No Shots podcast on Spotify and YouTube. And listeners, please don't be afraid to send us any questions at noshotspod@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. That's noshotspod@gmail.com.
I'm like, shut up, you fucking nerd. Who is this loser? Yabber. Anyways, all right, drop me in.
Stay home early, just like the stay home early, just like the
Meat pie Monday.
It's just wrong. It's just wrong. It's just wrong.
Can I interject? I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wow, we haven't even started that right now.
I feel like
stay home early, just like the
I feel like Ben's drops have gotten just more incoherent. More incoherent.
That's when I started immediately laughing. I'm like, drop me in, Ben. Like, expecting the drums or expecting something or like claps. And Ben just immediately goes to fuck home early. Like, he goes to Frank Gibbs drop.
I gotta keep him guessing. I
Oh,
gotta
it kills me. It kills me. All right. Welcome back to the No Shots podcast, episode 18. Pod
Illegal.
Blasters.
What?
We're the Pod Blast you, and we're blasting you with full of bunch of pod topics today. On the list, we're talking Olympics. Who won the gold? Who got the bronze?
It's just wrong.
Who the hell was that lady breakdancing? We're gonna figure it out.
Ray gun?
We got WNBA talk about. We got a whole bevy of contract talk. Brunson takes a pay cut. Barkley's leaving money on the table. Lori and Lord Jamal get their payday. What's going on here?
Dig it, dog.
And then we got a bevy of lists. Chuck's top 25 in the 21st century. Ben's cookies tier list. It's finally here. After all the teasing. We got Danny's diamonds. And last but not least, the NFL season's upon us. We got our super early Super Bowl picks.
Woo!
Woo! And we're the No Shots podcast with Chuck and Duck. I'm Chuck. To the left of me, fuck, is fucked. And to the right of me is Benjineer Buckaroonzy, Buckaroon Bonsai. How you doing, Ben?
Doing good.
Didn't we have a new nickname for Ben? I feel like
I already forgot
it's
it.
totally
It's
lost.
lost.
Yeah.
It's lost. It's been a while since we're doing a podcast. Speaking of podcasts, how you doing, Chuck?
I am doing well. I might be fucked, but
You're fucked
good.
tonight.
I'm good.
I'm glad to hear.
I just want to comment that both Duck and I are wearing Adidas socks, black, with the white logo.
And jeans.
Wow.
jeans.
And
Cuffed.
jeans. Cuffed
One's cuffed.
jeans. One dark,
One's
one
cuffed.
light.
And we're
never
all
cuffed.
wearing sports.
We are.
Paraphernalia.
We are.
Yep, on our torsos.
Yeah. What team is that on your shirt, Duck?
This is a team, you ever heard of, I don't fucking know. This is a sports, this is a band.
Yeah.
This is a band shirt.
Yeah, shout out Carmen.
Remember sports. Yeah, Carmen. I was trying to make a pun on her name. I was like, Contagious Carmen. And I was like, this is not working.
Oh, boy. All right.
Shout them. Yeah, so what you guys been up to?
I got a cat.
Whoa!
Ben got a cat.
Don and I got a cat.
Whoa! Big news.
Big news.
Big
Corrado, Uncle Junior, he's the new boss of the house.
Ooh, the new mafia.
That he
boss.
is.
He is. He runs the joint, basically. He's gray. He's got big old cheeks.
Yep.
And he's out to get us.
And he's out to get us. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of stole my spot.
He's going to be on the
jealous.
pod sooner or later in one of these seats.
Whoa! He's gonna steal my spot again. You're saying?
Yep.
What?
He really likes the Minnesota Lynx.
I believe it. He looks like a lynx
He
type of
does.
cat.
He does. But that's basically it.
Corrado.
He does. Whatever thing he does.
Anyways, what you been up to, Chuck?
Nothing much. I've pretty much been, working. I've been watching. We'll get to it later, but I've been watching a lot of baseball.
Baseball.
And last week I went to a 3-game set.
Which
Oh,
which
yeah.
one we
Oh, yeah.
attended.
Oh yeah, which we all
We
attended. one.
yeah.
It
How'd
was
that
kind
go?
of like a central. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, yeah.
You wanna save it
Went
for
to-
later?
No, it's
Okay.
fine. I went to 3 straight games, 3 straight L's,
yeah. Yeah, you did.
For you,
a
yes.
sweep. So it was good. I like the ballpark. It's nice up there. Wish it was a little easier to get to, but
Yep.
that's okay.
City Field.
Yeah,
Yeah.
City Field. Just having the only public transport be the 7 is not ideal.
and
but it is a great.
You know what I don't like is they really kick you out real fast too. Because on my last night, on the 3rd night, I was just gonna I'm just gonna sit here because the train is a mess
Yeah.
every time.
Yep.
And I'll just sit here in the ballpark for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And the
They weren't
guy
having
came
it.
up. They were not having it. The guy came up and he
you
started
gotta go.
walking up the stairs. And I was like, I can't let this guy
Get
walk
off,
all
yeah.
the because I was sitting in the last row
Yeah.
of the upper deck. I can't let this guy walk all the way up these stairs just to say you got to leave. So I was like, okay, I'm out of here. And they were dicks about the water.
I was going to say the night before we tried to get
Oh,
water.
Watergate.
And they're like, you cannot go this way.
Another Watergate. Get
indeed.
water
There's
downstairs.
a water gatekeeper.
Yep.
Yeah. I really
really
tried
was.
to push it too. I usually don't.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just getting water.
Get on.
Come on.
Yeah,
Just
well,
water.
There's one
Water,
thing I
forget
know.
about
Do
it.
not get in between Chuck and his water.
Yeah.
I love water.
They need to stay hydrated all the time.
So,
We all do.
I'm drinking
We
it right
all
now.
do. Oh wow. Bit of a lush.
oh, but otherwise, it's been a good summer. I did go to a Broadway musical.
Whoa, which musical?
I went to
Great
Book
White
of Mormon.
Way. Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
So
I always
it was
wanted
funny.
to see it.
It was
Ding
good.
dong.
It was good. I'm not a huge musical person still.
Yeah.
But you like South Park.
I do like South Park, so
Which is why.
it's just I
Did
figured this
you-
out.
Okay.
It's whenever they break out into song in a musical, it's all too inspirational for me.
Yeah.
I can't handle it.
Fair enough.
So, but it was a good show. It was a really good show.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that.
Well, and it's left at that.
And
How are
at
you?
It is left.
How are you, Duck?
go on, Duck.
I'm good. My
quack.
birthday just passed a few weeks ago. We all went out bar hopping. We,
I
went
don't remember that at all.
You don't remember bar hopping? It was
No,
like 3 days ago.
I do.
Okay. Oof. I was gonna say we have a bigger problem. If Ben doesn't remember that.
I only had like one dad hat.
Yeah, a dad had. My dad showed up. That was great. Shout out to 4E,
Shout out 40.
DJ 4E. And yeah, and what else did we do? We did karaoke.
Yeah.
I get knocked down and I get up again.
Well, Danny picked all the songs without people knowing, or at least certain people knowing.
Yeah, they got a challenge.
Yeah, well.
It was a challenge.
It was a challenge.
And
well, I knew.
You guys stepped up to the challenge. Yeah, sure.
Even if I hadn't known, that would have been a great pick.
Yeah,
Chumbawamba.
fun pick.
Yeah.
Chumbawamba. Shout out my cousin Ray. Shout out the Don.
Yeah, next time we're making you sing, though.
I
He
helped.
did sing. I'm the only one who
Oh,
didn't sing.
I was talking to Chuck. Yeah, that's right. You're getting up there. You're going to sing
Can't
Crazy
make me.
Frog.
Crazy Frog.
Can we get that on the soundboard?
We don't want DMCA.
We haven't done this in like 2 months, and you're making requests.
I got a lot of built up.
You had
been a
all that
long
time.
time. It's
You had
been a
all that
long
time to
time.
make the request.
I know, but I think of it when I'm here.
Of course. Of course.
yeah.
All right, that was pretty much it. Any movie talk?
Well,
we all went to a
A
movie.
while ago, we all saw the third movie in a trilogy that most of you probably haven't heard of.
Yep.
But
A24 films.
Yeah. Is the A24 brand getting diluted? I know this is a tangent,
Whoa.
but I'm just curious, yes or no, Danny? Are they in a decline because of the popularity in terms of quality? Or is there more good stuff to come? Do you see A24 and you're like, ooh, I got to see that? Because I feel like a few years ago it really blew up. And they're still putting out good stuff. It's just like, oh, this isn't a niche thing anymore. Maybe it hasn't been for a long time.
Yeah, it's not a niche thing. I mean, well, it's not a niche thing because they make their movies have been that good that people just keep talking about.
But they're kind of niche movies.
They are niche movies.
They're
They are
weird,
independent
they're dark,
movies.
they're violent, whatever.
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's declined. I think it's got more popular. Yeah, to a degree. Some of those movies became big, talked about movies on the internet for a little while. But they have also been around for so long at this point. Like, it's been over 10 years. I've been watching A24 movies, and they've all been good for the most part.
Do they make more movies than they used to?
They are making more movies than they
more
do.
movies.
So it's a
More-
bit diluted. Yeah.
Yeah, like they're not going to disappear. They're, if anything,
Yeah.
they're getting bigger. Maybe the quality, though,
I don't think
suffers
so.
a little.
I don't think so. I can't think of a brand new A24 movie that is great off the top of my head, but
Right.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, we'll
Because,
see.
like, who's to say, because I could say all those earlier
just
ones
feel
are
like
overrated too.
you could say, yeah, I think
So it's
Midsommar
like-
is a little overrated.
Yeah.
But
But at least
Probably Get Out that did it, right? It's just Get Out was such a huge movie. That was
didn't realize
probably
that
what
was an
did it.
A24
I think
movie.
so. I could
The
be wrong.
Lighthouse,
Someone
Uncut
check.
Gems, Minari,
I watched The Lighthouse. That movie kind of.
You see, like there was mid A24
Florida
movies
Project.
5 years ago.
I don't think Get Out was an A24 movie.
Okay, I could be wrong. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, no,
I guess
could
Midsommar
be
was
wrong
the
too.
big
Moonlight.
big one. Moonlight was A24.
I'm just saying, as your brand expands, you end up with different goals.
Yeah, I don't think so. I feel like they have similar goals. They're just making more of them.
But you're like, oh, these things worked in the past and had a spark. Like, post Get Out, we have Get Out copycat movies, which isn't necessarily a bad
Yeah.
thing. But it's not as innovative.
Yeah, but I feel like they're still innovating. Like they just had a big action movie come out. That was like their first big action movie. And yeah, it's like, but it's the first time they did that. It's like, you could say it's getting watered down, but I want to see that movie still, even if it was bad.
Sure.
At least it feels like there's some kind of innovativeness with
Yeah.
the brand. That's they're not into retelling stories.
Yeah.
Because what we
They're
need,
not straight doing what Disney's doing right now.
I feel like what we need in the moviescape is just new things.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like a lot of new things are being made.
It's a good point.
So
Yeah.
A24 is just like the response of that. And the fact that it is getting popularity is because it's the response of all these remakes and franchises and Marvel and blah, blah, blah. Right? Don't you think? To some degree?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know.
Maybe they do need a new hit, though. You do need.
I think they'll get one, I'm sure. I feel like, I don't know. It just needs the new
I'm
right
just
kind of voice to
thinking
come.
that new thing that they are doing, which is something that no other studio fills that space right now. Maybe 10 years from now, though, I could see it getting a little
Just-
tired. Like
yeah.
the Lanthimos, this is the next Lanthimos, or this is,
Next Ty West.
Right.
Next.
Anyway, let's talk about MaXXXine.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that's how it started. Yeah, MaXXXine was kind of bad.
Yeah.
I think it was bad.
It was
I
very.
kind of agree.
I wrote, it was just all right.
Like, I thought Scream 6 was way more enjoyable.
That's fair.
Not going to lie.
That's
I mean,
fair. I believe that.
Can't beat a Scream
I
movie,
fuck
though.
with Scream movies.
No, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, this is what I wrote. It was all right, more action slasher than scary slasher. Plot was mid. That's
And
all I
not
got.
even enough slashing.
Yeah,
Not enough
really not
slashing.
enough.
No.
Not enough.
Someone asked us afterwards on the street, random lady passing by.
Oh, yeah.
She was like, "Oh, what did you guys see?" We saw MaXXXine. Well, how was it? Yeah, it was good. It was good. we
We were
lied.
not
Yeah.
convincing.
And she was like, "Oh, I want to see that, but is it violent?" We were like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
it has a moment or two of
Couple vibes.
extreme
Yeah.
gore,
Yeah.
but did not scratch that itch for me."
Yeah, I just feel like we didn't learn anything sort of new about the central character, for one.
Yeah.
She just kind of toiled around and we got caught up in a mystery that didn't really pay off at the end.
Yeah.
That was one of the bigger problems with it. And I felt, it was a little bit going for a style more so than the arc was just screwy.
I think that's a good point too. You know, I was just watching Pulp Fiction, the VHS you got me because our internet was out.
Back to the Stone Age.
Back to the Stone Age. Back to
the classic.
The classics, and I thought about MaXXXine today, almost as if it's like attempting to replicate that Pulp Fiction fight, which hundreds of movies have done, obviously. But yeah, confusing style with substance. I agree.
Yeah.
Also, you know, it's hard to write a trilogy. Just ask Francis Ford Coppola.
Hold on, let me call Frankie.
You have call him up, Frank.
Hey, yo, Frankie, how hard is it?
He had a great spark with X. That's the first one, right?
Yeah, I enjoyed X.
X and a lot of potential, and you know, it's just hard. It's hard to make that plot work. All the generational shit, it can seem seamless and effortless, but you know.
I think what made the two successful, the previous ones, is we were still very much in the same world in both of those. So like it was one concrete story, and when, you know, MaXXXine runs off and is like, I'm gonna be a big star, it's like a complete, like both of the other two movies take place in this like remote countryside. It's perfectly creepy, and they didn't really do a good job of making her surroundings creepy, or I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't creepy at all.
It took us out of like almost the world that was successful.
Right. And yeah, those cartoonish characters for some reason didn't work in the third one with like Kevin Bacon in it? Bacon. Like they had big names but they were doing a character. It felt like from another movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel
like the cops and
the cops. Yeah, the cops. Who Bobby Cannavale?
Bobby Cannavale. Yeah,
I forget the actress
some
was.
Funny lines, but it didn't fit the vibe.
Yeah.
Especially based on the previous two movies.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't fit the vibe at all. The previous two movies kind of nailed the vibe, and this vibe was just all over the place.
Yeah.
It was good.
Like
they nailed it at times. Don't get me wrong. They nailed the 80s, you know, cocaine vibe, Hollywood at times.
Sure.
They got it, but it didn't have a purpose.
Yeah,
Right.
it was just
Didn't fit.
It was just there.
So
But yeah, that was MaXXXine.
yeah.
Any last words on MaXXXine? Took
Put it
that
in the
trilogy.
trash.
I guess we gotta
bed.
give it a rating.
I'm gonna say 5 out of 10.
Wow.
Flat 5.
I'll go 5.5
Yeah, I thought about that too.
out of 10.
He's gonna say 2 stars.
2 stars.
Yeah, it is a 2.
There you go.
It's a 2. I thought about 1 though,
Yeah.
Ooh,
because I really just didn't
1 star.
enjoy it that much.
Yeah, no.
It's-
I'll never watch it again, probably.
No. There's a lot of movies I would rewatch before that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was MaXXXine for you. Let's get to the sports.
The No Shots podcast is brought to you by Dank Delish Coffee. Whether you need a jolt on the way to the office or in relax mode in the afternoon, Dank Delish Coffee is the only quality bag of Colombian home roasted beans that hits the spot just right. Roasted locally in Queens, New York, you can find Dank Delish coffee beans at dankdelish.com and have their deliciousness shipped right to your lovely abode. Start your morning with a cup of Delish. Why not?
Boom, baby, boo, baby.
Bum ba-dum bum bum ba-dum bum bum ba-dum
Boom,
bum
boom,
bum
boom, boom. All right, Olympics talk. What do you guys got?
We got a lot of good memes out of this year's Olympics.
So
we
many
had the
good
Turkish
memes.
guy with the gun staring you down.
Great.
Awesome.
We got, what's her name? Dignan? No, Reagan. Reagan.
The break dancer.
The break dancer.
Yeah, that was bad.
Oof. Yeah.
Sorry.
Just her
I'm
failing
sorry.
around.
Yeah. I thought, when I saw the stories, I thought she was going to be really good. And then I found a video, and it was just like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But, you know, shout out to her.
A lot
I
of
guess.
controversy around her.
Is there?
Yeah.
How?
That where is she from?
Australia.
Australia. That they like her husband was like in charge of it. It was like nepotism, and they pulled a lot of funding out, and then give the real actual breakdancers who were there last time a chance, and she just got in just cause. And then she finally spoke about it. I did not see what she said. I could look it up.
Well, at least they will never do that again.
They're not doing it again.
Yeah, that's out.
I heard that one of the reasons that it's out is because it's expensive for them to get the rights to those songs, I guess.
Oh.
I don't know. That's I heard on a podcast somewhere.
That makes sense. I was wondering when they do the gymnastics routines, they always play this really generic poppy like na 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 na. That makes sense. Royalty free.
Yeah, I don't care what she says. Shout out to Reagan. I'm not
tried.
watching any of these videos. She did a video response to it. I'm not watching that.
Yeah. Women's basketball undefeated since like 1994 or something.
Yeah, more dominant than the men's. Can you believe that? Anything you could do, I could do better.
I can certainly. It makes perfect sense. But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, we'll
men's
speak on it.
basketball is just starting to become a worldwide phenomenon.
Yeah.
Women's basketball is going to take a little bit longer.
It's probably just starting now.
Right.
Though it was close.
We'll get to it
The
later.
foot on the line.
Foot on the line, yeah.
Yeah, with that last shot that could have tied it. For was it France again?
I think it was France in both of the. Yeah.
So a little home cooking. All right.
Ooh, a little home cooking. What's going on with that?
Who was that one? The one person on the French team.
The women's or the men's?
The women's.
I don't
Good
know.
question.
All right.
Who was that one person?
No, she really shone out in this Olympics. Whoever
Yeah.
it was, and she might not have been in the WNBA yet, and now is. This is primo reporting from Ben.
Basketball genius over here.
Yep,
Gabby Williams.
that's her. Yeah, Gabby
Okay.
Williams. like
she
she had a
played.
big,
I think she got re-signed
Okay.
because she's playing for the Seattle Storm. Now.
Like,
she was drafted 4th overall by the Chicago Sky though in 2018.
Okay.
But was she out of the league
She's a UConn grad.
for a minute?
Maybe.
I think so.
Because that's what happened with
probably-
Yabusele, right?
Yeah.
Yabusele.
Poisson.
Cochon.
Cochon.
Dancing Bear.
Well, any more thoughts on the women's basketball team before we get into the?
I mean,
No, this.
I'm shocked it was even that close.
Same,
Yeah, honestly.
true.
Honestly,
But
just
it,
pure
in a
dominance.
similar way to the men's, it did feel like a little bit of a last ride for some of those
Yeah.
players. Mm-hmm. Not that it's going to be a problem going forward, unlike the men's team.
Yeah.
Yeah, Taurasi was playing. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's like
super
from the
old.
Stone Age.
Yeah.
No, but
I
she
agree.
is like
I
40.
agree.
Yeah, she's
No.
like 40. All right, men's. What you guys got? LeBron's Captain America and George Washington.
The American Brigade.
Yep.
I really thought we were going to lose that game to Serbia.
Ooh.
That's
Let's
twice
talk
Anthony
about it.
Edwards has stared down Jokic and taken the wind out of his sails.
Twice.
What's he whispering?
Did
What's he
Anthony
slipping into his
Edwards
drinks?
have a good game?
Probably not.
I
But
don't
he's
think
working
so.
behind the
Decent
scenes.
defensive game. That's pretty much it. I don't
Okay.
think he scored much.
That was they were down 17 points in the third. Right? Yeah.
In that
Yeah.
game.
Yeah. I mean,
And KD and Steph went crazy.
It's the year of Jokic.
it is.
Whoa.
It's a pretty impressive that he can
No,
just
it's incredible.
that he can just will a team. And
Yeah.
they missed a bunch of shots in that fourth quarter.
Yeah.
That's really what happened. Their glutes got a little tight.
And they were hitting a lot of them
Yeah.
for the
Early,
first three
yeah.
quarters, too.
Yeah. But
Micic.
it's so funny how when the court tightens and there's no flow, that things get so wacky.
Oh,
When
yeah.
You look at the talent gap just gets shrunk like
Yeah.
that.
It really does.
Yeah.
But
What
That was-
do you guys think of Bogdanovich? Is that his name?
Bogdan?
Bogdan?
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, he's a great international player.
Yeah.
Great.
Brings a great energy to any team.
I just wish someone would actually go get him that he could be useful. Like I wish all those years ago he actually made it to the Bucks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
'cause-
that'd be great.
Because I feel like I don't know. I feel like that I've seen that guy hit big shots
Oh, yeah.
in the pros and internationally, of course. It just feels like that's a guy who could come off the bench and just random one game in the playoffs be scoring
Yeah.
20.
Yeah.
And they're like, holy fuck, this guy.
Here comes this guy. again.
But he's really never gotten the opportunity except for that one Atlanta run.
Yeah. Where they beat the Knicks. My Knicks. What do you guys think about him doing the Melo celebration?
Oh, that was all in good fun.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, people, I don't know. Yeah, I was reading Twitter. People were like, that's so disrespectful.
He's disrespectful,
Disrespectful
a
to
legend.
Melo. I'm like, oh, come on.
like,
this is
what?
trash talk.
Trash talk.
Like, people
Who
get
knows?
too
Maybe
upset.
Melo said something to him, like when he was
I think-
playing at the end.
Yeah, but I think they
it seemed like it came out of
they
nowhere.
embraced afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
It totally came out of nowhere, but
Yeah.
who cares? That's
exactly.
What's fun
That's why
about
it was so fun.
Yeah.
I loved
Come
it.
on.
Yeah.
I
Come
loved it.
on.
All right, what we got? I mean, Steph Curry is so inspirational, man. So damn
Going
inspirational.
nuts.
Come
That
on.
really, I mean, a couple of those shots in the title game
Yeah.
was just
Unbelievable.
Nuts. Unconscious.
unconscious.
Yeah.
I love the one where he like it's LeBron and KD over there on the wing and
Yeah.
they're double teaming him and he just fires it.
Yeah.
It's like
No fucks given.
no one's got the balls to
The
do
gall.
that except he's like the only one who's got the
Yeah.
mangoes enough to do that. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
So, pretty special.
So inspirational.
Yeah.
I think that's all I got. Shout out KD. Oh, there is
Interesting
one more
to see
thing.
this old guard go for one last hurrah.
Yeah, that
These
was
are the
really
last
fun.
players that are going to be not streamed throughout the entirety of their careers.
Fair enough.
All the other
I see what you're
players
saying.
are on streaming now.
Are going to be on streamers.
The shift, the
Yeah.
great shift.
Yeah, some of these guys are streaming. They're playing video games on Twitch. What's up with that?
I don't know. But
Complete rhetorical question.
I do think well, don't want to go there. I do think okay, of course, there's the whole Tatum aspect of the whole tournament.
Oh yeah, we got to talk a little.
yeah, that's what I was.
your guy.
That's where I was
Yeah.
going to go next.
Which is my guy, which I will say I don't think he played very well
No.
in any minute that he played for the team.
Okay,
Make
fair
a jump
enough.
shot.
He showed
Fair
up,
enough.
couldn't. Yeah, there might be just something wrong with his jump shot. Either way,
Whoa!
I don't know. It's
Oh, shot.
something is funky.
No shot indeed.
However, and I get it. This was like the last hurrah
Yeah,
for those old guys. And there's LeBron and KD are both better Olympians than him. Mm-hmm. It is a little bit of a cop out for Kerr to say like, well, the matchups.
Yeah,
That's-
he was like, "Oh, I
that's
what he
felt like an
said.
idiot not playing him."
Yeah, and then
But
he
I
didn't.
had to.
Then he didn't play him, and also, claiming matchups. Like this guy is one of the most matchup proof guys.
Yeah.
Like it's actually his best skill is that he's matchup proof.
Yeah.
He can guard centers. He can guard 1 through 5 if you really need him to.
Mm-hmm.
So, and but I think the team had a mandate. Because I think Embiid took some of his minutes, and they recruited Embiid, and they said we have to play Embiid. So there's like a bunch of different political mandates
Yeah.
that have to go. Like it's a last hurrah.
yeah,
So like I understand him not playing. He also was late to the startup of the camp, out for personal reasons. But I think all that stuff is fine. I think I do think it's slightly disrespectful. The real issue of the hand is actually just the future of USA basketball.
yeah,
Which I think is sort of the bigger dagger is you just took a player who was pretty much the second best player on a gold medal squad a couple years ago after KD.
Right.
Had 20 points in the final game. Really came alive in the second half on not this Olympics, but the last Olympics. And you just benched his ass. Is he going to want to really come back and play
Yeah.
for this team? And if not, who's coming to play for this team? Because I know you got
That's
Edwards,
interesting.
you got Booker, but if KD and where are the wings? What wings are you going to get? Who's
Yeah.
better than him? So I think it's a little and I feel like on these teams you have to sort of weave in the future of the team, especially in USA basketball, because they don't play all the time together like some of these other teams. They don't have that kind of chemistry. You have to get these guys in the building and have. So and have them play, feel like they're a part of the team. And I think Tatum handled it very graciously. I mean, he just happy to be there, blah, 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 blah. Did his usual, there's nothing coming out of his mouth.
Well, he played it off like, oh, I don't mind being benched. I understand. There was no visible friction from him or audible.
So I just think if you're trying to set up the future of USA basketball, and we all agree we kind of maybe are at a teetering point.
Yep. Kind of are.
I don't think you should be just benching one of, a future starter.
But it's weird because you have this glut of huge superstars, like you said.
Yeah. Absolutely. But
it only happens once every 4 years, unfortunately. I
agree, but I also think, and I do also think, even though they won, people say like, oh, they won, so Kerr was right about everything. It shouldn't have ever been that close. Like they were 17 points down in the Serbia game. Yeah. They played a tight one to France, who kind of, I know they came back and they beat Canada and they overtook Germany and they had some light, but they really looked horrendous for most of the Olympics. And even that was like within some points at the end of the game. So I do think functionally the way they tried to, build out the rotations was a net negative. Yeah. Just in general. And I don't think Embiid is a very good internet. I know he had those buckets at the end of the Serbia game, but also he's a reason they were behind because he's slow-footed. He can't switch.
I can't credit Embiid with anything.
So
yeah, I mean, he played good defense at the end of one of those games. I think it was the Serbia game.
But I think like him and Steph were the weak
blocks at the end of the game.
Really the weak links. I don't know. I just think if we're trying to look forward to the future of the USA basketball, let's not bench one of the best 10 players in the NBA because matchups.
Yeah, fair.
So, maybe if he gets some run, he starts playing more.
Well,
true.
So I don't know. I'm not saying I don't know. I know you have to ride the last hurrah.
Oh,
guys. You gotta. I'm just saying it's not good for the future of USA basketball that happened.
He did just win a championship, so he's probably happy about that.
He's fine with it.
But how about... No, come on. He's not happy about this.
No, yeah.
He's a competitor.
I don't know. Not about this.
How about the second half of that duo being left off the team entirely?
I mean, he knew.
Did Team USA just create the motivation for the Celtics to repeat?
I think it definitely has to create a good bit of a... I'll tell you, I'm happier about
White and Drew Holiday are going to be like...
Right.
They
played a bunch, yeah.
No, but they're going to be in Jaylen Brown's face with
with the golds. Yeah. Like, here, bite on this, Brown.
Jaylen knew he wasn't going to be on the team, even when... Like, there was a report way earlier. His feud is with Nike.
With Nike, right, yeah.
But, no, I'm glad it gives those guys some motivation because they can be lackadaisical at times. And so it's just up to Joe to shift that energy in the right direction. But that's good. I honestly, as a Celtics fan,
you like
make
that,
those. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, why not?
You can't be too victorious. You gotta feel.
Exactly.
Let's make them burn. Let's make the whole world burn.
Celtics are gonna be a problem.
And I'll leave it at that. But also,
who's the best American basketball player in Tatum's generation?
What is Tatum's generation? I don't know. I don't know this generation.
You're talking about the next generation, the people who come after LeBron, KD. All these guys are gone.
Who's gonna be
number one? Who's on top of that list?
Just in general, any position?
Well,
any position.
I mean, I think
you could do wings, but like
I think the mantle. Well, okay. Well, Jokic,
but
American. Well, I think it is. At this point, it is Tatum. I think we can look at it and assume, like we see the stuff with Anthony Edwards.
Yeah. Yep. Devin Booker.
We feel like it should be there, but Ant kind of quietly sucked. That's the pissy. Like Ant kind of sucked in the last couple of games. So I think like.
Do you think it has anything to do with marketability?
I definitely think it has to do with marketability.
There's definitely politics to this.
I feel like Ant is a really well-liked and
marketable person.
Lovable. I mean, he's great. And
Yeah.
Tatum is great too, but maybe not as razzmatazz.
Yeah, it's just like we saw Ant, in the Western Conference Finals last year, or I mean the semis. He went off a couple times, and in the conference finals, he wasn't able to use his gravity to make his teammates better at all. It's part of the reason they lost that series.
Yeah.
Is because he's just young,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
and I think that's the thing that just Tatum is way better at than he is, and that took a lot of time for him to learn too. So I do think he's sort of at the forefront of this next gen. I mean, he's only 26, but I do think Ant has better, his athleticism would allow him to go to another level. I mean, we see it in little flashes, but he doesn't have the whole package.
Not
and,
yet.
And it
Not
might
yet,
take
yeah.
a couple of years, honestly.
I agree.
So,
Yeah,
but
I agree. I think Ant, who we said Tatum,
Devin Booker.
Booker. How about Cooper Flag?
that's even the younger
That's
generation.
even younger.
Gen Z.
So,
Yeah,
Trey
I don't
Young.
know.
Ja Morant.
Zion, Ja.
Zion.
I mean, he
Zion.
could be a really weird team next time around.
Yeah, it could be. It could be.
It'd be interesting. Brunson.
Brunson could be in there.
Jaylen Brown.
Oh, well, we'll see.
We'll see. It'll be an interesting next game. I just do want to point out one little note,
Okay.
and that is the boogeyman's coming.
Yeah,
He's coming.
Yeah,
he's coming.
I mean, he's
the
a
one we have to
that
score
guy
with.
is miraculous.
Le
Yeah.
Boogeyman.
Le Boogeyman.
Le Boogeyman.
Le Boogeyman.
I hope he doesn't get injured.
I hope. I know. I pray to God.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
All right, we're done with basketball. I want to do a few more quick shout outs to other Olympians,
Go
non
ahead.
basketballs.
Go for it.
Shout out Simone Biles, the GOAT. These are American heroes. Kayla Decky.
Simone Biles, by the way, she's like 28. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
That's
It
nuts.
feels like we've been
Can I
watching
just
her
say
for
one thing?
6 Olympics in a row.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
About Simone Biles?
Sure.
There was another top 100. I'll talk about the top 100 athletes on ESPN of the 21st century.
Yeah.
And Phelps was at the top.
Okay.
If you're going to put an Olympian on the top, it has to be Simone Biles.
Ooh.
I just do not see. Swimming has so many events. They can
True.
rack up the gold medals.
True.
Simone Biles is 27 years old,
Yeah.
still winning gold medals in a sport that is made for teenagers.
Yeah.
It is utterly absurd, the kind of athletic feats that she has been able to accomplish.
Yeah.
And there's no fucking way Mr. Phelps
Ooh,
shouldn't be over
get
her in that.
fucked, Michael.
I like it. I like it.
That's
I agree.
fair. I'm with it.
with it.
I'm with this.
No fucking way.
I'll take Ledecky over Phelps.
Whoa. Well, yeah, I think
kinda-
next
I think she's
Olympics
kind of-
we're gonna be getting to that conversation.
Yeah.
I
Probably.
think the swimmers are just able to rack up.
Yeah, there's
so
much
many
more
medals.
competition. It's
I
like,
It's an
know.
event for every meter.
it's like
I know.
like 4 or 5 from gymnastic in total, right? It's
Right.
like very few.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kayla Decky, shout. Tara Davis, she's gorgeous.
Is she a runner?
Yeah, she was the long jumper, right? Is that the
Oh,
thing?
the
When you jump
hurdles?
into when you jump
They
into
do
the dirt.
That's the long jump.
Long
yeah.
jumper, yeah. And her boyfriend's there. Her boyfriend's like has paraplegic or something. They're both YouTubers. So I've been seeing them since last Olympics. And she won gold. Awesome. And Sha'Carri, my girl.
Hey.
Come on, the coldest moment in the Olympics.
Yeah,
Or second coldest after the Turkish guy. That look.
That
Oof.
fucking guy.
What a look,
That look
man.
was- yeah.
Oof.
Turn to the side.
It's badass.
We all forgot
man.
about Noah
Sha'Carri.
Lyles when that happened.
Oh yeah, and that was my next thing. You know, Noah Lyles got, the NBA fans came to hate on Noah Lyles.
I don't know where. Well, this beef started because he said world champions of what?
Of
right?
what?
World champion of what?
Of
He doesn't-
USA?
He was in a universe. Yeah. He was in an interview and he didn't know who Jokic was, so I don't
Yeah.
think he's really aware
He's
of
not-
that much NBA.
No, he's
stuff.
not. He's in his own world.
But I like the troll,
yeah.
I like the
but
troll.
I love
it's
it.
wrong.
He's
wrong.
he's
He's
wrong.
obviously wrong.
I mean, like, sure, he's got a point, but also that world champions moniker thing they haven't been using since like the 90s.
And all
They've
the,
gone to NBA championships or world. They haven't been saying world champions,
right, and all the
for like marketing
all the
stuff.
world players come here to play.
That's who.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
There you go.
Is it? Yeah.
That too. But you know what? He won gold, so shout him.
He won a gold in the race that we did not expect him to win gold.
Yeah.
And then he got bronze in the 200, which he was supposed to do really well.
Yeah.
Claimed afterwards that he had COVID. And ran with COVID because
nuts,
everyone
dude.
was trash chitting on him for talking like, oh, I'm going to win the gold 200, no problem.
But then he
and
was
then
like
he's like,
out
well,
in all these public functions with
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah.
With COVID, allegedly.
Do we believe that?
Did he had COVID? Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not.
I mean, I respect it. I could never win a bronze medal in an Olympic race. So
You
Did
shut us up, though. You
saw
shut
the
us up
photo
for a second.
finish of the first one.
Yeah.
You just haven't found the right race.
Ooh.
Well, if the race involved eating cookies, I might.
You might be pretty good at that.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll get to your cookies soon, Ben.
Oh, speaking, do you have more shout outs, Dan?
No, I think that was it.
Okay, well,
Shakari,
I want to give a quick shout out. On Labor Day, Joey Chestnut faced off against Kobayashi.
Oh.
Protecting the American supremacy.
Yeah. They haven't faced off in a really long time. Kobayashi hasn't been. And of
Yeah,
course, Joey Chestnut
right.
was not at the hot dog eating
Counted
contest.
the Nathan's beef.
Yeah.
Yep, the Nathan's beef. Guy
should I
ate
say? Fake beef.
I want to be sure because it was 80-something hot dogs in 10 minutes.
I think you said 83.
83 hot dogs, so I was right. Yeah, he won 83 to 66.
Unbelievable.
8366.
In 10 minutes?
Nuts numbers.
10 minutes.
Crazy numbers. And shout out Kobayashi for the big sixes
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it was a personal record
Love
for
to
him
see it.
too.
8 hot dogs a minute?
It's fucking nuts.
Insane.
More than that. It's like 8.5 hot dogs.
Yeah. 8.3.
8.3 hot dogs a
Jeez.
minute.
God, I love
So,
it.
yeah.
Oof. It's a lot of dogs. A lot of glizzies.
There's more than one dog every 10 seconds. Every 10 seconds, a dog is consumed by.
Alrighty.
All right. We could get to the next
Happy
stuff.
Olympics.
Happy Olympics. Happy.
Shout out to all the athletes.
Shout out to all of them.
You tried.
In
You played
Paris.
hard.
Shout out to Paris.
Stay home early just like the Clippers.
Bye.
And this episode, we're going for gold of our own. Stay tuned.
And we're back.
I almost fell. This chair is
Having some
unwieldy.
chair trouble over here.
And we're back. We're going for gold. No Shots Podcast. Pod Blasters. You know, we talked about a lot of Olympics basketball just now. You know, there's some people think someone was left off that woman team.
Who could that be?
One Caitlin Clark. She's taken the league by storm.
That's a remarkably idiotic thing that you just said, but
And she's surrounded and shrouded with controversy.
Controversy. None of which is.
It's her fault
It
for
comes from
doing
her at all.
say
Yeah,
anything.
she's been a model of media.
What's going on, guys?
Well, first of all, it was the right thing to leave her off the
Yeah.
Olympic team. Also, it gives her a break, which, they've
Yeah,
been.
college.
Yeah, they
College
go
straight to the
straight,
pro ball.
Yeah.
She looks pretty awesome lately.
Yeah, she's
So,
been great.
Let's see.
Yeah, I love it. End of the year, heating up, rookie campaign, clawing their way to the playoffs.
They're not clawing
They're
anywhere.
in it.
They're in.
They're
Yeah.
in right now, yeah.
Probably going to end up with the 6th seed there. Yeah, they started 1-8 and they're 18-9 since.
Pretty cool. I
great.
love that the Clark magic is real.
Yeah. Oh, it's real, right? It's not
Yeah.
going anywhere.
Over last, I think it was the last 13 games. She's 45% from the field, 35% from three, 5.5 boards, 10.1 assists,
Damn.
23.7 points per game. As soon as she stops turning over the ball 6 times a game, it's going to be like lights out.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Because that's really the only negative
Unconscious.
thing in her game right now.
Yeah,
But-
it's the turnovers.
But she's getting into her step back a little bit more, shooting
Yeah.
a little bit more from the mid range. She just feels way more in control than she was.
Yeah, totally.
This whole, I don't know, this whole rookie of the year thing. It's like it's It's kind of crazy. This whole. How is it even a debate for this long? That's my question.
Yeah, it's not a debate. Listen, I don't get me wrong. I like Angel Reese, baby Andre Drummond, but she's way prettier than him, way prettier. But
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like she's leading the league in rebounds, but that's it. She's been inefficient. Clark has got like great efficiency around the rim. She's leading the league in assists. She's leading the league in 3-pointers made.
She's not only going to lead the league in assists, she's going to have more assists than any person in the league ever.
Yeah, there you go.
For total. For
and she's taking her team to the playoffs.
Yeah,
like it's not even a debate anymore. Like it probably never really was, but
why?
So what's the controversy, guys?
It's just Caitlin Clark haters. That's it. Let's boil it down. Let's break it down.
What? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
What? What's going on here?
Like I don't understand. Like I think Angel Reese is probably going to be a good player in this league. It's for a long time.
Yeah.
Like she is, despite all the jokes about the misses of the rim, and she's not good shooting down there. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. But she's either way. She's a really good rebounder. I mean, she's out rebounding everyone.
Yeah.
I think she'll be a good defender, but this is kind of what I thought when she came into the league. Is that she's. I said, who did I say? I said she reminded me of what's that guy
Drummond?
On the Cavs?
No,
Tristan Thompson.
Tristan Thompson. Yeah, that's the other one.
But she's like superhuman Tristan Thompson.
Yeah.
She's gonna be, talented. The fit is really weird on that team because they have Cardosa, who's 6'7" and plays down low, and so she's been stepping out and trying to take some threes lately. Yeah. Which I don't know. Her shot doesn't look that great yet, but I don't know. It is like weird that we have to. I don't know. I don't understand the debate necessarily at all.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong. Like they play each other for the championship game. That was great. That was fun, right? And then last year they in the Final Four or was it the Elite Eight?
I think it was the Final Four.
Caitlin, they win. They get their revenge. That was great too, right?
Yep.
It doesn't have to be a rivalry every year. It's not Magic and Bird.
It's not yet. Magic and Bird. Dude, it's not going to be Magic and Bird.
Like she's going to be a good WNBA player. And don't get me wrong, I'm rooting for Angel Reese, but it's like Magic and Bird were like the two guys in the draft. She was picked 6th or something.
7th.
Yeah.
So, but I think it does just stem from the college rivalry.
Yeah, it does, which is cool and all, but it's kind of over for me at least.
That's the prevailing opinion, I think. I haven't seen anybody be like,
no, it's not. No.
Clark is so overrated. These days, I don't.
I mean, she has more haters than ever. It feels like.
Yeah, but she did silence a bunch of people with this latest,
Yeah, this onslaught.
This onslaught.
Yeah,
because
great.
All
right, let's break it down. Let's get into the real nitty-gritty, guys.
Okay.
And some people have since, especially like the old heads of the WNBA, they since, kind of did a 180 on their previous statements on her. But what's going on? Like, she's getting flagrant fouls for no reason. Mm-hmm. Are they kind of like choking this? Like, they finally get this savior who's saving the sport.
Yeah.
And none of them want anything to do with her. It's weird.
And she's not like.
And she's not like a bad. Yeah. What's going on here?
I mean,
it's weird. It's a weird vibe.
We do have this in the NBA though too, where like the old heads are like, no, like
not that guy.
They couldn't play in my era. Like this would never work. And
100%.
It is kind of hilarious, like that's sort of the function of these older players. I mean, like Cheryl Swoops, who is by all means a legend, got taken off like she was supposed to call the Caitlin Clark game, but she mentioned all of Clark's teammates when on the previous they took her off a game. In the previous game, she was announcing, and she mentioned the Fever taking a turn for the best, but she didn't mention Clark. She gave all the credit to Aaliyah Boston.
Yeah.
And
weird.
And Kelsey Mitchell. Like, she didn't mention Clark at all.
Yeah.
And then in the next next
yoinked
game,
her.
they took her off the call because it's ridiculous. And she said some other things too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said something about the scoring record, and she was
Yeah.
just wrong about because she thought Clark played the extra year because of COVID, but she
Yeah.
left before the extra year happened. So
So
she kind of recanted that one. But
I think it is sort of natural. I don't think it's necessarily the worst thing because
No.
drama is a funnel for these. Like,
Yeah.
you know, at the end of the day, all sports are just reality television shows.
Right.
And
Yeah.
the more kind of drama we can get in there, the more entertaining the product is.
exactly, and we're the fucking Andy Cohen recapping the Housewives to you guys. That's us.
Yeah, I like that.
So, it is good for the sport, and I think the thing is, like, yeah, there's all the haters, but there's plenty of
Oh,
supporters
so
out
much,
there.
yeah.
So I mean, not to make a pun, but there's a fever out there for all this stuff.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking maybe it's a little bit of a culture clash thing. You know, like you see Liberty fans talking about how they're worried that the prices at Barclays are going to go up because the sport is getting so popular.
It's getting more popular.
In large part thanks
And it
to
will.
Caitlin
They
Clark.
are kind of expensive.
Well, it was gonna go
and
up
as the
with
sport
just
expands,
inflation.
you get these bandwagon people. You had these
Yeah.
little insular fan bases where you kind of probably knew everybody, and it was like you felt like it was your thing to be a Fever fan or whatever, and to be there for 20 years. And this girl comes in from fucking Iowa or whatever, and now everybody's watching your sport.
Yeah.
You might feel a little defensive about it and direct some of that anger towards Clark.
And I
Totally undeserving.
And I think that's where some of the
Yeah.
race sort of politics come in too,
Yeah.
because she is a white woman, and now everyone's like, whoopee, when there's been like, a great, not, there's been great black players, there's been great white players throughout time. So it is, especially, I don't feel for the old heads like at all. I'm like, get off your lawn. Get off my lawn.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying to the old heads.
But I understand
But
having a black player not
cur-
have been ever gotten this level of recognition.
Yeah.
In the
I
WNBA.
feel more for the current players who are like, I was just doing this and I was awesome for the last 6 years. Like someone like Asia Wilson who
Yeah.
has been awesome for the last 5 years, and no one, it got little traction, very little traction. And now like, the ratings are just, from what they were, are just through the roof.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
I see more Kelsey Plum commercials than Asia Wilson commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Nadescu.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
But Nescu's out there.
Yeah, I don't know. It just feels like, and you're right. We do have this in the NBA, and I'm so sick of this old head narrative in the NBA because we've been having this discussion for over a decade now in the NBA. But I don't know. It's just the vibe with the Caitlin Clark hate. It's just weird to me. I mean, it's just like something's off. It's not weird exactly. It makes sense because I've been busting my ass for like 10 years, progressing the sport, and now here comes this girl. She's crowned the savior, right? I get it, but I don't know. There's just something off about it, and I don't want to get into it too much. All right, we're gonna move on.
Yeah,
We'll
there is
leave you hanging
it's a
with that
strain.
suspenseful statement.
There's just something off about it that I can't put my finger on. I
do
can't tell
think-
you now. Maybe in 10 years I can
I
tell
do
you.
think it's like a little bit like a LeBron James syndrome.
Yeah.
Where it is like, the chosen one.
The chosen one.
It's the chosen one syndrome.
Yeah, maybe that's that. And
Where-
then just
So, but
That's not
I
clicking.
do agree it is like just a strain. Like it is a strain on,
I can't wait. I can't wait in
strange.
6 years when the Fever have won nothing and Caitlin Clark sits down. And she's like, "I've made a decision. I'm taking my talents to South Beach.
To South
or wherever.
Beach.
maybe there'll be a South Beach
Yeah,
team by
yeah,
then.
that
probably
time.
will be.
I'm taking my talents to Seattle.
Ooh.
No,
She's a Midwest girl.
She's a Midwest girl
girl
living in
in
the
the
Midwest.
Midwest world.
All right, any WNBA thoughts? The Libs look great. That's all I got.
They do look great.
Go Libs.
They should win it, which is what makes me nervous.
Yeah.
Next time.
Next time.
Just leave it on a supreme hanger.
Next time on the No Shots
Let's
podcast.
give him a little preview.
When do the playoffs start?
I have it
Like
written.
No.
It
Is
is
October or November?
September. Season end on September 19th. So I think there's games following that.
Well, I know
Yeah,
what
so
we'll be
September.
watching in Greece.
That's for sure.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I think similar to last year, I think the Libs have the most talent.
Yep.
So it's just a matter of can they handle the moment?
Can they handle the
Can
moment?
they do it?
We got this.
I think they look a little more composed, but we'll see. I don't know. They were awesome last year too.
No, you're
Yep.
right. No, you're right.
You're right.
We'll see.
It's gonna be like the
We'll
Celtics.
see. They are a little. I was thinking that they kind of remind me
Right?
of the Celtics.
Everything comes back to the sea.
They've learned from their mistakes. Yeah.
Ionescu's using her gravity.
Do I have to do my whole speech again about failure?
Oh boy. No.
We'll see if we make it to the championship.
No, go back and listen to that episode.
Make
if
it
you
to
wanna
the
hear that.
championship.
Yeah.
All right, let's move to the NBA and let's talk money.
Ka-ching, ka-ching.
Here comes the
It ain't
money.
about the bubbling, bubbling.
Here comes the money. Money, 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 money. Give me my money.
Price tag.
All right, what do you guys want to talk about first? You guys want to talk about this Brunson pay cut? This. I mean, you got
Well,
paid there.
it's a raise and a pay
It's a
cut.
raise and a pay cut all at the same time.
Yeah, sure. You want the numbers?
Yeah, what's the numbers?
All right.
Crunch the numbers, Chuck.
Point guard Jalen Brunson agreed to a 4-year, $156.6 million deal. That is
56.
$113 million less than he would have been eligible to receive next year. Next year, he would have been able to receive 5 years and $269 million.
Wow. Now that's crazy.
No better way to win over New York than do some bullshit like that.
Here he won us over.
Negotiator.
Here he won us
I
over.
know, but now
Now he's like, fucking.
Oh, he's one of the goats. One of the greatest
that's why he was number one on that list of top New York
athletes. Yeah, he really was because of that pay cut. Judge didn't take that type of pay cut.
That's right.
I mean, yeah, it's crazy. They signed Achua after that, so we're already seeing the fruits being yield.
I think it's going to be more. It's going to be more advantageous in the future years.
Yeah.
Because maybe you might not get tied up in the second apron.
Yeah.
I guess that will
It's
kind of
huge. Could
depend
be
on Randall and McCall, whatever kind
Bridges,
of extensions
money they get.
But any way to lighten the load is that's a supreme advantage to
It's a
have.
huge one. Come on, only guys like Tom Brady do that, and now Brunson.
Brady, Brunson, LeBron.
Mahomes is kind of doing it too.
You think? Yeah, he is. Mahomes is doing it too, kind of. Shout out Mahomes. But we'll talk about him later. Right now, my guy Brunson.
Let it out, Danny.
I mean,
Let your
actually, I
feelings out.
really
If you
don't
wanna
have
just shed
much.
a tear.
That was the crying bit I did for like 5 episodes straight.
Yeah, I was in the
Everyone
playoffs.
got eliminated. Fucking no, yeah. I mean, it was great. Like, it
'Cause-
was awesome. I didn't expect this. I didn't think he was gonna get extended this season. I mean, but yeah, it's fucking awesome. There's
Yeah.
not much to be said about it.
No, it's just if you can stave off the second apron for as long as possible, that's going to give you like
That's a win.
This could lead to a more extended run because I don't know. I feel like these teams that are going to get caught up in the second apron,
Yeah.
it's going to be a real like a short 2-3 year stint where
Yeah, I
I feel
agree.
like getting a break like this could extend the run to maybe 5 years
Yeah.
or something like that, which I think
That's
is
what
like
we're going for, baby.
and I do think that should be a Knicks sort of strategy. It's like just one of these years, something's gonna
Something's gonna go
break
right, yeah.
right for us, and we'll end up in the finals.
Surely that happens. But yeah,
Can't beat
that's
it.
What you got, Ben?
On Brunson,
Yeah, close us out.
he'll forever have a place in my heart.
There you go.
Says the Clippers fan.
Says the basketball genius.
While they're wearing a Denver Nuggets shirt.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I got a lot of room in my heart.
A lot
Well,
of
speaking
rooms.
of those Denver Nuggets,
Oh,
we have a 4-year signing for Mr. Jamal Murray. $208.5 million max contract extension with the Nuggets. It kicks in next year, not this year.
Yeah.
What does he get this year?
I don't know, whatever he signed before.
Whatever he had before. Max.
What say you, Ben?
What do you say, Ben?
What?
Will you pay attention? We're
Yeah,
trying to
sorry.
pod.
I'm trying
I know.
pod
I got
blast here.
distracted. About Jamal,
Yeah.
Max.
I
What
mean,
do you think about this
He's
extension?
maxed out.
I don't know. I always
He's never
pictured-
made an all-star team.
No.
Yeah, but he should have.
Why? He's like never healthy.
You're
He's healthy 1 year.
You're just throwing contrary takes at me. He was healthy enough to win them a championship.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I always pictured Jamal in Denver. I don't know where else he would go. He's Jokic's best friend and buddy, point guard.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah, you got to do this.
Yeah.
You got to do
You
it.
gotta
Yeah,
do
max
it.
him
That's
out.
all I'm saying.
But is there any concern? He just
Health-wise?
he was not healthy in the playoffs last year,
He's
and
doing
kind of stunk
heating
up the
packs
joint.
on the court, Ben.
He looked real bad in the Olympics, like real bad.
He looked pretty rough out
Is he
there.
gonna be
didn't-
healthy?
Did he fall
seen
off?
any of Canada's games really?
Me neither.
No, I don't think he fell off. But he was injured at the end of that playoff run, was he not?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. It's tough on your body.
I'm just concerned because I
a
do
lot of
I do think
money.
there's I'm not so worried. You got to do the contract, but like just for the Nuggets' sake.
Well, I wish they had traded MPJ instead
Whoa.
of re-signing him. That's the contract that I don't like quite as much.
Yeah. Well,
Fair enough.
they could still do it. They got to give the big thing for them is that next year Gordon is
Yeah.
extension eligible, which could push them, especially if they don't get rid of the MPJ contract, will push them into the second apron. For
Yep.
now, they're just below. So they're over the tax threshold, but according to Bobby Marks here, 7.8 million below the second apron. So,
Oh, there you go.
but that
A more
Gordon
role
extension,
player would do it.
So,
Yeah, I want to see them bring back Paul Millsap, man. Let's get
Yeah,
to
me
it.
too. Bring him back.
he's
back
in the
into
big
the league.
three.
Yeah, never should
Three.
have traded him. And bring back Gary Trent Jr. too.
Vibe check. Are you feeling good about your Nuggets this year, Ben?
I'm wearing the shirt.
Ben?
Yeah, I think Jokic wants revenge, and if
He's out for
Jokic
revenge.
really wants it, I think he can get it.
Ooh.
If Murray is healthy, and Gordon, but
It's a lot of
of
ifs.
course, if not, yeah, it's a lot of ifs. I'm worried. I won't say I'm not worried. I'm at a worried level.
Sounds like a worried person.
I'm at a worried level. I'm not saying I'm completely worried. I'm shattered.
Okay, okay,
I reserve
okay.
that feeling for the Clippers.
All right.
But
That makes sense.
the Nuggets,
Fair enough.
I'm okay.
I'm okay with the Nuggets. This
All right.
year.
And I think the West is a little bit.
I'm okay in the West.
Yeah. Who said that?
Ja.
He's
worried about the
I'm good in
Celtics.
the West.
Good in the West.
All right. Last big one here. We got Lori Markkinen.
Larry.
5-year, $238 million contract extension. Wow.
That's a lot of finished numbers.
Here's the big thing. At the time of extension that he signed, prevents the Jazz from trading Markkinen this season. So he is off the board for
So off
any
the trade
trades.
talk.
He got
yeah,
a
so
no
it was
trade
either
clause?
trade him
No.
or just
They signed him after the date
Oh.
in which you can sign a player and then trade him during the season.
yeah. It was like a
So
weird
many
rule.
rules.
So it was either
Yeah.
trade him or sign him.
So, are the Jazz
signed him.
Duck? Are the Jazz going to actually tank this year? Are they going to be bad enough for Cooper Flag?
Oh wow. No, I don't think so. I think they're gonna be decent.
They're not going to be.
Who do they
They're not going to
have?
be decent, but
What do they have besides this Morgan contract? Jordan Clarkson
Clarkson?
still?
they still got Clarkson.
Kelly Olynyk?
No,
Did they trade
No.
him?
no, he's on the
He's
Raps.
gone.
Raps.
Who's that? They had another young guy, Keontae George.
Keontae
got
George was
George.
pretty solid. I like him.
Oh, was that Walker Kessler?
Maybe. Yeah, Walker Kessler is a center.
They got Sexton,
Sexton still.
John Collins, Walker Kessler.
John Collins.
Frankenstein.
Your Cody Williams. Remember, you picked him pretty high,
Yeah,
Danny.
no, I like my guy.
So I think this team is still plenty bad. That would be my take.
Yeah.
But it is interesting that they didn't. Maybe he did, because he said he liked Utah. So
Yeah,
maybe he doesn't want to leave.
I guess not.
I'm just thinking all the worst teams in the West are going to get better next year.
It's true.
I'm expecting them to be better.
That's a good
Spurs,
point.
Rockets,
That's a good point.
Jazz coming back for the Grizzlies.
Grizzlies, yeah.
So who's going to be bad?
It's
Portland.
just Portland.
Jazz,
Portland and Jazz.
maybe the Warriors.
I don't think they'll be that
No,
bad.
they're not
though.
Bad.
bad.
Timberwolves.
Celtics,
Celtics. Knicks.
Seattle
Yeah.
Storm.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it was interesting. I mean, maybe they shopped him around and just didn't like what they got out there.
I mean, he's
could see
a
that.
really good player.
He's really good.
It's just
He has been an all-star before, Ben.
They need.
I know. He got picked. LeBron forgot he was there.
Yeah.
They need a star, though. They need like a star. Like
Yeah.
he's a good secondary piece.
Yeah.
There. I just feel like he'd be so useful on other teams. I guess.
Oh,
Is
yeah,
my-
me
my
too.
thought.
I would,
It's like,
I would
me
love to see
too.
him somewhere.
I mean,
But he's there.
imagine him in the MPJ spot, dude.
That would be awesome.
Oh my
forget
God.
about it.
That'd be awesome.
God.
It'd be like Jokic and Plumlee all over again.
Laurie Marksman.
Anyways,
What do you say? He has 1 year left on his contract, or 1 year contract?
Markkanen?
Markkanen, he's a 5-year deal.
5 years.
But they can
Max.
trade him next year.
They could
right?
trade him
They could
next
check
year.
some, down the
All right.
line, but not
So
this
maybe
year.
they want some AJ DeBansa.
Whoa.
There you
You
go.
can say that anymore.
There you go.
All right.
All right, you guys want to talk about Barkley TV stuff or what?
Sure.
Yeah. What do you? Yeah. Sure.
He's reportedly left over $100 million off on the table from other companies he's got just to ensure that his TNT family stays working for one more year for this last year. He wants a farewell tour, and he's leaving money on the table to do so. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, Charles is just the best.
Yeah.
And I'm
Pretty
not talking
admirable.
about myself.
I saw what you did there.
No, we're gonna miss Chuck and the guys. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it's just not gonna. They are like prohibitively of any major sport in this country. That's the best sports broadcast show.
Yeah.
there is.
Yeah. Just,
so it really sucks that Warner Bros. Just kind of screwed
Turner
them in this
family.
deal.
yeah. Ted Turner back at it.
Yeah, Turner. So I don't know. He's always, whenever he's on the Bill Simmons podcast, he's always talking about his crew and the guys and
Yeah.
how great those people are to work with.
Yeah.
And I think Ernie is probably likely to just retire
Yeah. He's
because
like
he
a
only wants to
retired.
work at Turner. Too.
Yeah.
So it's just really sad
Yeah.
that this sort of TV deal stuff is gonna just screw up.
Yeah, well, this
perfect
this
show.
stuff we
This is
grew
the
up
perfect
on.
basketball
we
show.
grew up on TNT NBA days and Chuck and fucking Kenny and Ernie going nuts, and they add Shaq to the
And
mix,
Shaq.
and then we loved it even more when Shaq
Yeah.
added. We were like, "Oh, this is perfect." Someone to call Charles out on the bullshit.
Is Barkley the greatest sports commentator, announcer of all time, analyst?
Well, I guess it depends on what you say greatest.
Yeah,
He's the most
greatest.
entertaining of all time.
for me. Probably,
Okay,
probably the most entertaining.
fair enough. Yeah. I
Yeah.
would agree with my limited knowledge.
Yeah,
It feels like when you're with those guys that they're just
Comfy
talking
blanket.
shop.
Yeah.
And you just don't get that from other shows
I
and
don't
other
get that from
places.
Stephen A. or
No.
whoever. Shannon
Skip.
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 Skip. I do love
Scott Van Pelt.
No, I do fuck with Scott Van
Scott
Pelt.
Van Pelt.
He's
Yeah,
low-key
he could
great.
hang for sure.
He's low-key
I
great.
would smoke a blunt with him.
No, Shannon and Chad Johnson, Chad Ochocinco have a podcast. Love some of the bullshit.
Well,
that
a
he's
lot of
saying
these guys
there.
are
It's
probably
great.
going to go over to the
Oh, yeah.
podcast world. And
Yeah, Chuck and Ernie
I know
have
they
a
already
pod.
have the steam room.
Yeah, it's great.
And that's kind of where we're getting
pretty good.
this personalized, funny.
Yeah.
You don't have any network rules anymore. You can say fuck and shit. And,
Piss and bitch.
yeah. Hey, we're only 40 minutes in, so it's okay.
Oh boy.
Okay.
But yeah, there you go. Big shout to Chuck
Yeah. Salute to
for
the guys.
keeping that show alive for
Love
one
that
more
show.
season at least.
And he does college basketball, right?
He
Yeah,
does.
time and time will pop up.
Yeah.
Yeah. The No Shots podcast is brought to you by Dank Delish Coffee. You can find Dank Delish coffee beans at dankdelish.com and have their deliciousness shipped right to your lovely abode. Start your morning with a cup of delish.
Okay. Well, let's get to the real shit.
What's going on?
Are you guys ready? It's time for a list.
List?
It's the list segment, the list hour of the podcast.
List hour.
And we're going for gold. Who's up first? Who's bringing their list to the table first? You got Ben's cookie tier list. Different types of cookies, not brands.
Not brands.
Different
Too
flavors.
easy to do brands.
Too easy.
Yeah.
Come on.
Different types.
We're going types of cookies. Or we got Chuck's top 25 NBA players of the 21st century. A rebuttal to ESPN's list. So who wants to go first?
Should I go first just to keep the basketball?
Yeah.
before
We could keep the basketball before we devolve into
This is a very serious topic, Charles.
all these lists are serious.
No, let's
by the
start,
way.
know, but
let's
we're
start
trying
with
to
the
stay on
NBA.
topic.
Let's start with
set
the
a
ball.
disclaimer.
And then we'll go from
These
a ball.
lists mean business.
We'll go from a ball to a disc. In an edible disc.
Edible disc. An edible arrangement.
No?
Well, you have to arrange that disc.
You don't have to. Okay.
Sometimes it comes prearranged. You're right.
No, I was thinking the opposite. Sometimes you just drop them on.
Yeah, that too.
Go ahead, Chuck.
All right, I'm going to do these in little segments, and then we can talk about the little segments, or, we don't have to talk for long, but,
Okay.
just about
I love
doing
that.
the little segments.
Yeah.
All right, so before I get to the actual list, I just have some considerable mentions
Ooh,
that did not
honorable
quite
mentions.
make the list.
Just missed out.
We got Russell Westbrook. We got Dwight Howard, Manu Ginobili.
Ooh, some names.
This is hard to cut. Ray Allen.
Ooh.
Tough cut. Did I already say Pau Gasol?
Nope.
Pau Gasol. Embiid. I'm sorry.
Wow.
You didn't play enough games. And
Couldn't qualify.
the last two cuts I had were Pau Gasol and Kyrie Irving.
Ooh.
Sorry. You just didn't quite make the cut.
Wow. Who's going to be on this list? If those guys didn't make it,
I'm not a system.
who's left?
I am a system.
I just want to say that 25 through 16 was like the hardest thing ever.
it sounds so hard. Right.
It's
All
like
right.
when you try to do your top 10 rappers and you got 50 guys in there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, my top 10's 100.
All right. So the first section is called Crucial Parts and Good Starts.
Ooh, rhyme.
All right.
time.
Number 25, we've got Tony Parker.
Ooh.
Tony Parker. Number
Frenchman.
24, we've got Anthony Davis. Number 23, Jason Kidd.
Oh.
Number
Baldy.
22, I've got Allen Iverson.
Come on. That answer.
All right. Here's where things get fun. 21, Jimmy Butler. 20, Tatum.
Whoa.
19, Clay.
Okay.
18, Luka. I think I could probably drop. But at 17, I've got Paul Pierce. And 16, I have Draymond. And that concludes that section.
Wow.
Wow.
So just to
What
run
a
through them
section.
one more time. Parker, from low at least to the first. Parker, AD, Kidd, Iverson, Butler, Tatum, Clay, Luka, Pierce, Draymond.
Huh.
What say y'all?
Interesting.
I was surprised by the Butler pick, but I
Yeah.
can understand it. I mean, I
No,
love
I'm-
Jimmy Butler. And
I'm off on the Butler pick.
You're off on it. He just ground his way to 2 finals.
I know, that's what I mean.
That's pretty good.
And with
Iverson-
miraculous
yeah.
Yeah.
playoff performances.
Right.
Pretty good.
Arguably in a weaker conference than some other guys had to deal with.
That's fair.
How many finals was Iverson in?
One.
Just one, right?
Also weak conference.
Also
yeah,
weak
weak conference.
conference.
Yeah.
And he only really had one run. Like, that was it.
That was it. Yeah.
That's Iverson's tough because I think like Iverson's got a little bit of the Kyrie effect where it's like to watch
Changed
him
the
play
game.
is awesome.
Right.
Yeah. He did change the game.
Huge personality,
Change the style,
fashion,
personality
yeah.
of the
Yeah.
game. But like if we're just talking about player impact, just not that like
Not consequential.
yeah, like it's it's the impact to winning, which is mostly what I based this on, is just not super high. It's good. It's really good. I mean, he dragged that team to the finals. But if the other parts of his career were just not that successful.
No, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Wasn't on a lot of was only on one top tier team.
Yeah.
So
No,
kind of flushed him, then kind of flushed out the door, you know?
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
It's interesting.
A flash of brilliance. I like your picks, generally. I don't have a
guess.
real beef with most of them.
feel like I have beef with them, but I don't at the same time.
Yeah. I want to put Ginobili in there instead of AD.
I do, but
AD's a better player. He's a second option, and Manu was a sixth man.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I had switched out
Manu
Parker
was
last
a-
minute because I think Parker was on those later Spurs teams was legitimately the
First
best
option.
player.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a first option on one of those teams, I think.
Yeah. Against those Heat teams, like I think you could say he's the best. I think he's the best player
Yeah.
on the Spurs.
Him or
at that
Kawhi.
time. I don't think Kawhi was there yet. Although he got,
And the Heat teams, that's why they won, is because of the emergence of Kawhi.
I think it is, but I don't think he was better than
Better than
Parker,
Parker?
at that time. He like broke out a couple years later. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Like to being the superstar.
Yeah,
It was
you're
a-
right.
It was
and
a-
that was the year
it was a-
after where he got hurt, and they just didn't make the finals because of that.
Yeah,
That's
it was
great.
at that point in time.
the point
he
right
was
there.
really good, but it was still like he was still such a young player, like emerging.
No,
sort of.
yeah, it was the
It wasn't
emergence.
it wasn't like oh Kawhi is a superstar. I mean he
Kind of
averaged
was.
points. He didn't
Kind of
he
was.
didn't break 20 points he didn't average 20 points in the finals.
In the finals, yes, he did. Didn't he?
Not that year.
In 2014?
Not the year they won, the year they lost, maybe?
That's
The year they lost, he averaged 20 points in the finals, and then the next season averaged 20 points.
yeah, okay, the next year, but in these finals he's not averaging 20 points a game.
Is he not?
Yeah, he's
Was
San
it
Antonio
very good?
Spurs won. He averaged 17 points a game.
Okay, check the year they lost, though. Because I think he averaged 20. Maybe he averaged 20 going into the last game. I remember seeing him average 20 like on the TV in that broadcast back in the day.
Those were such well-balanced teams, though.
Yeah, that was
I
really
remember
good.
big
Those were really
momentum
good
plays
teams.
from Kawhi, big dunks.
Kawhi
Oh, just the
Leonard, he
defense, too.
averaged
And the defense.
14.6 points per game.
Okay,
in the
maybe he
previous
just had
finals.
20-point
That's what I was
games.
saying. I think
You're
the
right.
year, like after
After,
the finals, is when he really blew up.
Yeah.
like
Okay.
into a
I'll give you that.
superstar. But I still think he was like on this. It was just a well balanced like team.
Yeah, it really was.
at that point.
Wait, where did you have Tatum on that?
Yeah, you had Tatum and Paul Pierce too high for me.
I
Let's
agree
just go-
with,
let's just go
the Paul
that.
Pierce, actually.
You agree? Paul Pierce also was just one good team, though.
No.
No, he was on a stretch run. He made 2 finals. He was
Yeah.
a finals MVP. And I think he was a guy that he could go to head to head against the best players in the world. Mm-hmm. That's why.
Okay.
I mean,
And Tatum?
and Tatum,
And you left Ray Allen off this list. This is an interesting list because this is tough because with those '90s players, you're taking out their '90s years just because
Yeah.
you know.
I think Ray though is just like when he was effective as a winner star. He didn't
reach the finals.
didn't
yeah.
reach the finals. He was the third best player on a finals team.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So
Similar to the mono
I just
thing.
think Pierce is like I don't think he spent a lot of time at his apex, but I think his apex was pretty high.
Pretty great. Yeah. Okay.
And I mean, I guess I could. The only person I would really feel comfortable bumping up is maybe Clay out of that section.
Okay, that's fair.
But
All right.
I don't
That's
know.
interesting.
Clay's only made 2 All NBA third teams. He's only made I think 1 defensive team, All in defensive team, and I don't know. It feels like Draymond and Steph are more the. I mean, Clay saved their ass a bunch of times, but I feel like those two are really the functional. Clay made them special, but
Also, the back half of his career does not compare with that.
yeah, no.
Yeah. I mean, he's got 4 of them.
But I'm just
things.
saying, like Tatum has been in 5 conference finals, 2 finals. He's been in All NBA first team 3 times, and a chip.
Whatever. All right.
Record.
All right. Let's go to
I'm
the
just
next-
saying,
let's
like
continue this list.
that's a lot more than all the guys below him.
No, he's got a point. You got a
wrong.
point.
That's
there.
all I'm
You're
saying.
not wrong.
And I don't think he'd be on this list without the championship. Like,
No,
I
yeah.
do think it is it's a look back to that accomplishment.
Okay. That's
So-
interesting.
I don't think he'd be there without that.
Okay.
Because I think winning. All right. Okay, yeah. Draymond is there at 16. All right. This is the next up is called the Achilles heel division.
Uh-oh.
At 15, we have Harden.
Oh,
At 14, we have Nash, and 13, Chris Paul.
wow.
Okay, so stop right there. Those are three guys who never won.
It's true.
Chris Paul went to one finals. Nash never went to finals. Harden never went to finals. So why is Westbrook now on this list? If you have these three guys,
I don't like Westbrook. I think he doesn't help teams win.
he's been to a finals more than Harden and Nash has, though.
Yeah, but
That was a very.
I think Harden's.
Oh wait, Harden's been in the finals technically
He's
too.
been
Why
in
am
the
I
finals
smoking?
too.
Yeah.
Westbrook. I
He was
feel
on that
like
team, yeah.
I feel like his
yeah.
his MVP was really faulty.
Oh,
And I feel like he
interesting.
does not make teams better whenever he plays. I don't know. I feel like it's been like that throughout the time. He's a extremely frustrating postseason player.
I don't know. That's interesting.
I think Harden is way above Westbrook. Harden has MVP. He's got I guess that finals appearance, but 2 Western Conference finals in which his teams pushed the KD Warriors to the closest limit that anyone else did. No one else got that close. Not even LeBron James teams got that
True.
close.
True.
Okay.
I'm not mad at the Chris Paul pick. It's just,
I
it's
just feel like
interesting.
he makes every team he's on better. He's got the one finals appearance. I mean, he was on the team that helped,
Yeah,
take the KD Warriors twice. He's 11-time All-NBA player.
it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I don't know. I feel like, Mr. Triple Double though.
What's up?
Westbrook, Mr. Triple Double.
Nah.
It's interesting. I feel like Westbrook's most
just-
recent years have tarnished his legacy in Charles's eyes for this list.
I don't think I ever liked him.
That's fair.
I think I think he was one of the weak. I know he might functionally made the team go, say on the Thunder,
Yeah,
but I don't think him. I actually think he was a net negative for those teams. Like, they should have traded him and kept Harden
interesting.
because he's inefficient when he was at his peak and on, his own team. He dragged them to the 7th seed.
Yeah, first round exit.
First round exit.
And both those times they could have won easily.
He's only been out of the first round with, I guess, did he make it off out of the first round with the Rockets, I guess?
Yeah.
Yeah. But other than
they beat
that,
OKC.
it's
yeah.
OKC with KD. So I don't know.
Okay.
I just think you could hand Harden his own team, or you could hand Chris Paul his own team, or you could hand Nash his own team, and I think that team would be better than if you hand Westbrook his own team.
Okay, that's fair criteria.
Yeah, gotta agree with
I just
that.
gotta poke holes in this list.
Oh, that's fine.
Well,
That's fair.
when Russ wins a championship with the Nuggets this year,
I forgot he's on the Nuggets.
then everything will
Holy
change.
shit.
Okay.
Okay.
Next up,
Oh, this is. I
What's
switched
this
this
one?
around. I don't know if I like this one at all. All right.
Here we go.
here we go.
All right. This next section is called Demigods.
Ooh,
This is Demigods.
Percy Jackson over here.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I can do that. I gotta replace that. Okay, I'm going on the fly. I'm making a change on the fly.
Ooh, all of
All
them.
right. Number 12, I have Kawhi.
I knew it.
At number 10, I have Dirk.
Ooh.
At number 9, I have.
Wait, you skipped a number.
What did I
Yeah,
have?
what about
Was it-
11?
Okay, no.
It's probably 'cause you're
I
on the
messed it
fly,
up.
yeah.
12, Kawhi.
11 Dirk.
11, Dirk.
Okay.
10, Giannis.
Oh. Greek freak.
8, Garnett.
KG.
KG. Wait, did I screw up the timing again? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
9.
ninth is KG.
9 is KG.
Okay.
8 is Wade. 7
okay.
is Durant. And 6 is Jokic.
Wow.
Oh, the Jokic. Now, Jokic only got one ring.
Only got one ring.
So does Giannis.
So does Giannis.
Everyone else there. Wait, not everyone.
Everyone
there,
else-
but-
5 MVPs between them, though.
Yeah.
okay, we're not combining them. Man.
Why not?
For this
They
one.
do that on ESPN all the time.
I don't wanna combine
Dame
them.
Lillard and the rest of the Blazers had 85 combined points last night. Wow, amazing.
Okay, so to just go back through it. Kawhi,
Yeah.
Dirk,
Yep.
Giannis, KG, Wade, Durant, Jokic.
So that's 12 through 7?
12 through 6.
12 through 6.
I don't know, man.
It's so hard. There's such
It's so hard.
fine
It's so hard.
criteria between these guys.
Yeah.
It's like, you could argue this guy above this guy. I don't know.
So I had Kawhi a little higher at the beginning.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
if you look at him, like when he's like a super, this is why I was talking about him becoming a superstar.
Yeah.
It's really only like with, the injuries came later. It's really only like a 4 or 5 year run where he is like at all of his powers.
Yeah.
And I feel
Yeah,
like
that's
all
true.
of these guys have been at their powers longer and have won. All of the rest of the guys, well, Wade, no MVP. He's the only one who hadn't won
okay.
an MVP. Which I had him slotted a little further down. But I don't know. He's a part of 3 championship teams.
Yeah, I was
He-
no, that was the guy I was gonna make the argument for. I forget that he has no MVP though.
No MVP.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. It's a good chunk. Dirk's gotta be in there. Come on,
yeah, you love Dirk.
guy.
All right.
KG.
Kawhi hasn't won an MVP either.
No.
Yep.
He
No.
probably won't.
No. 2 defensive player of the years, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
2 finals MVPs.
Yep.
I'm
Though.
very okay with him being in the 12th spot. That seems
Yeah.
reasonable.
I am too.
What do you think about the KG Giannis? That's it's kind of tricky
tough one. Yeah. Who do you think had more help on their championship team?
Well, on their championship team, I think Garnett had, but Giannis has had more help throughout the entirety of his career.
Yeah. Or
Like
this
he-
20
Minnesota only gave him one competitive team,
Yeah.
and
This
then
whole
he was
time.
only healthy for a season and a half with the Celtics of prime KG. So
True.
But the players around him in that run were
I think better than
Better.
the
Oh, yeah.
ones that Giannis had.
Wade,
Yeah,
Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, and Lopez.
Lopez, Bobby Portis,
Nobody's going to remember those guys.
PJ Tucker.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Sorry, you could continue.
Okay.
Pat Connaughton.
Yeesh. Okay. I got number 5, Steph.
Wow, number 5.
These are the gods, by the way.
Oh,
Those are
the
the
gods.
gods.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mount Olympus.
Because I think there is like a giant. I think there is a little bit of a gap, baby. I think you could say, Durant is. He's hard.
Yeah.
Durant is hard one to rate. I got Steph. I got Shaq.
Okay.
And then I got Kobe. I got Duncan. And then, of course, I got LeBron. He's number 1.
Oh,
I thought you might take Duncan's number 2.
interesting. You got Duncan too, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
I'm
when
fine with
Kobe's
that.
winning all those early chips, he's not even the best player on his team.
Yeah.
But I do think Shaq, it's like in the 21st century, it is like 5, 6, by that 6th year, like 2006, like he's kind of not the same anymore at all. And he kind of runs out of steam.
Yeah.
Like, and yeah, I don't know. I feel like Wade really sort of in that Heat finals took over as best player on that team.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
but those Laker Shaq years, like,
Come on.
it's the most
Dominant
unstoppable
player
force.
of
Like
all time.
it's probably the most the 3 most unstoppable seasons
Yeah.
of all time. So it was short lived, but it was miraculous.
Yeah.
I just feel like Duncan didn't have. I mean, he had a really good teams around him, but the superstar help was not there per se.
Yeah. Yeah. And plus, Duncan, they never missed the playoffs.
Yeah. Super consistent.
Yeah,
Like
When-
Kobe
career.
missed the playoffs a couple of
It
those
took,
years.
which is why I had high consideration for Powell,
Powell,
is because like the Lakers didn't do shit till they got Powell.
Yeah.
So
They really didn't. Smush Parker.
and he's only one MVP for Kobe. Duncan's got 2.
Oh, yeah.
13-time defensive, 3-time Finals MVP. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
I like it. I don't think I could put Steph below Shaq. I know I could watch more Shaq and stuff, but
Oh, that's interesting.
based on his
Okay.
impact on the game alone, which, as you mentioned earlier, you didn't consider as much.
no.
But I mean, also more championships.
well, they
No, they both have 4.
both have 4.
Oh, I forgot about Shaq on
On
the
the Heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think Steph is like I don't know. I think KD really kind of screws up
The
like
Steph
I know
argument? Yeah,
yeah, just
that's
a
fair.
little bit because it is sort of like a
Yeah.
you know, I mean that last Steph chip was so important
It really
because I
was.
think it proved that you know, the first time wasn't just a fluke, and he can do this like completely on his own.
Yeah.
But the KD thing, no matter how we want to look at it, you know, I think it was a great move for KD. I mean, you're on you got to say you played on one of the most dominant teams of all time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's still a little bit of a cheat code.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sure. But also the 73-9 Warriors were with pre-KD, right?
Yeah.
And the unanimous MVP
Yep.
was also pre-KD.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I love Steph, but also you have, I mean, I don't know how much.
But I totally
Yeah.
see what you're saying.
Shaq
Yeah.
and Kobe lost 1 game in the playoffs one year, Ben.
No, I mean,
One
that's
game.
crazy.
Yeah.
Until like the finals came on.
It was
when
only
stepped
Iverson.
on-
Yeah.
Stepped over Luo for that shot.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, Luo. Ty
I
Lue.
was going to say, Lou Will's been around that
No,
long.
he did play with Kobe, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just I put Kobe ahead. I mean, I think if we're counting, you know,
And plus, they lost the
90s,
finals.
Yeah, if we're
Shaq and
counting
Kobe.
the 90s, I think
Right.
Shaq is probably ahead of Kobe in my all-time
Yeah.
ratings.
I agree with that.
But
I might agree with that. Yeah.
just because, I mean, Shaq brought Orlando to the finals. Like, he was
Yeah.
a big figure in the 90s that, you know, he couldn't
yeah.
quite get over the hump, but it led up to the dominant run.
Yeah.
That, like, his whole career sort of happened from, like, you know, 95 to 06 and 07. Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of done in 07, really.
Yeah, and even after that, he was still good.
He was-
he was still like getting voted to All-Star games and like averaging like 20 on like good teams on that Suns team.
Yeah.
He had a little run with them.
But he was just oft injured. And
Yeah, mostly
not
injured
quite-
and slow. And
Yeah. But I
Hack a
think
Shaq.
Kobe just kind of lasted a little, like his heightened powers lasted just a little longer in the
yeah.
in the 21st. More of him
In the
happened
21st.
in the 21st century than Shaq happened.
Now that
so.
it is a hot take on the internet to put Duncan over Kobe and anything.
I don't think it's crazy though.
I don't think it's crazy
so.
either.
Yeah.
I don't think it's crazy.
But you're going to make all the Kobe fans mad.
Yeah,
Oh, good.
They're gonna be pissed at you
I'm sorry, but
because they put Kobe over LeBron.
yeah, I know that's just nuts to me. I just yeah. I mean, I get it. We're constantly memorializing him, which I think is fine to
Yeah.
to do. We all get caught up in our emotions, but I don't
Even
know.
before he died, I feel like
No, yeah, it was.
Those
Yeah.
fans were kind of
Well, there's like a religion behind Kobe,
right,
Yeah.
right, the Mamba mentality.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, sure.
well,
let's
that's. I think we should wrap that up and move on.
I think it was a great list, Chuck.
Oh, you want me to just run quickly
through
back
it.
through?
Yeah,
quick
give us
shot.
a quick
All
rundown.
right, back. Starting from 25.
All right, I have a
Parker.
question about each one.
Parker, AD, Kidd, Iverson, Jimmy Buckets, 20, Tatum, Clay, Luca, Pierce, Draymond, 15, Harden, Nash, Chris Paul, and then we got Kawhi, Dirk, Giannis is at 10, 9, Garnett, Wade, Durant, Jokic at 5, we got Steph, Kobe, Shaq, Duncan at 2, and of course, number 1, the king of the gods, LeBron James.
LeBron, Captain America. Listen, what's the reason? Going back to the list again. What's the reason behind putting AD over Dwight? Longevity. Because that was a real debate for the top 75. Why is AD there and not Dwight?
I guess it's true. I feel like Dwight was really.
AD has the ring too.
They
AD's
both
got
have the same ring.
They both have the
Oh,
same.
yeah, I
but
forget too.
AD
Yeah,
was the
I
player.
I thought of that too.
AD was the guy.
Yeah.
Dwight was good, but I felt like he kind of got he's not a great offensive player. He's an awesome defensive player and a rebounder. He's kind of a weird guy, as we all know. I feel like that kind of weirded out. Once he left Orlando, I feel like it's like he had a couple dominant years in Orlando, and after that, just not that impactful of a player wherever he went.
Yeah.
So that's the reason. I feel like AD, even if his teams haven't been that great, say in his earlier years, like just always an awesome defender on every team. And he's kind of shedded the injury bug lately. So
no, I agree.
I don't know. I think, there's arguments still to be made that maybe he was the finals MVP in that Lakers series because he was really awesome.
Dwight Howard, right?
Well, no, Anthony Davis. He was awesome in that playoff run.
He was amazing.
I don't think Dwight ever quite put a run like that together, as great as he was on that Orlando.
I will say Dwight's peak was better than AD's peak.
I just don't think he can do it offensively enough to reach. Like, Dwight Howard is like... He's a top 3 player.
He's
a little bit on the Rudy Gobert. Like, he's better than Rudy Gobert, but he's a little on the Gobert scale.
Rudy was never in the top 5 or 3 best player in the league conversation.
No.
Never even close.
No.
Dwight was.
Yeah.
It was like LeBron, Kobe, Dwight, Wade, whoever else you want to put in there.
Yeah. He's a ferocious defender.
KD.
I just think he lacks on the other side of the ball.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Like, if you need a bucket in the last 2 minutes, who are you picking to go get the bucket?
Yeah. AD. That's a good point.
Like, you can't
just boil it down to that.
You gotta, Dwight's just a lob.
Yeah, pick and roll.
But I had to mention him because he was awesome.
No, you gotta mention him. You gotta
give him a mention.
Honorable mention. All right.
You ready for
it's
this?
time. Cookie time.
I'm a little hungry for some cookies.
Getting a little hungry.
I got the munchies.
Crunchy, chewy,
Crunchy,
soft, melty,
Salty.
sprinkled, frosted, fruit-filled, chocolatey, vanilla-y, butterscotch. What kind of cookies are we having tonight? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the all-time cookie tier list. Cookies! This is it. Definitive.
No questions. You can't question this list
Can't
either.
be questioned.
It's just official.
This is law.
Definitely.
This is
the
Canada
law.
No, listen, this list is very personal. Obviously, food is entirely subjective. There are no points, rebounds, or assists.
But
this is correct.
and Ben is known around these parts as the Cookie Monster.
I'm a cookie
They know
monster.
best. They know best.
Yeah.
Trust me. They know better. They know more about cookies than all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just from eating them, too.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, but listen, if I put one of your listeners, if I put one of your favorite cookies in a bad tier, that doesn't mean I don't like you. It just means you have bad taste.
Yeah, listeners, quick reminder, if you disagree with any of our lists on this episode, email us. Email us your own list.
It's noshotspod@gmail.com, no spaces.
No spaces.
Yeah. So, grab a cup of milk.
Grab a cup of milk
and then listen in.
Pop some cookies in the oven and
Pop
listen
'em.
in.
Yep.
Or run to your local deli. Okay, and these are not brands. These are types of cookies.
Flavored cookies.
To fill out the list, I went and scrolled through the entire Wikipedia list of cookies, which is it's really interesting. You should check it out.
nice
A lot of foreign cookies out there. All right, so I'm going to start with F tier. This is what I call nightmare.
Okay.
I'm in a nightmare, and there's only these cookies in the list. And I'm dying. Okay. Macaroons, not macarons, macaroons. Are they like the flaky coconut kind of balls? They're a big Passover
Okay.
cookie. I hate the texture.
Okay.
Not
It's
I like coconut more, a little more in recent years, but I just something about
You're
that
not- you're one of
texture.
your go- okay.
Not my go.
It's like in you can only find those in Dante's lowest level of hell.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Chuck understands where I'm coming from. After that, I got oatmeal orange cookies, which I just
What is
that was
that?
something I saw on Wikipedia. I don't
No,
love
thank you.
orange flavor in desserts. No,
Yeah,
no
I'm
thanks.
with you.
I
do-
had, yeah.
I do like an orange muffin, but that's it. It just has
Okay.
to be an orange
yeah,
muffin.
I respect
enough.
that.
but I don't want no orange cookie. I don't
no
think
orange
that
cookie,
goes.
orange cake. I don't like orange and chocolate.
Yeah.
Rainbow cookies. You know what I'm talking about?
Let's get a quick.
It's like
Google
the
search.
I like rainbow
Neapolitan.
cookies.
Do you like those
The
ones?
Italian cookies?
Yeah, the Italian ones.
I
You
like
those?
I kind of like those. I kind of didn't when I was younger. I'm now in on them recently.
It's been a while, so maybe I don't remember the taste.
Fair
so well,
enough.
but I just remember
Honestly-
getting them and always being disappointed because they looked so good and they
yeah,
tasted.
I'm
Because
with
of
you in there.
colors.
yeah, the colors are beautiful. They're
I'm-
beautiful cookies.
I don't think I've ever had that cookie.
Really interesting. Okay.
Yeah. All right. And the last one I had on there, I had a couple of Jewish selections here, being
Why not?
being Jewish Ben, and
As you want.
my last nightmare cookie is teglach.
Tegla.
Teigalach. It barely qualifies as a cookie,
Okay.
but it's just a hardened mass of nuts and berries, mostly nuts, just stuck together with honey. I don't even know how you're supposed to eat it.
Oh,
I wouldn't go near
I
it.
think I know what you're talking
It's a
about.
it's a traditional holiday treat on like Rosh Hashanah and stuff, and people love it. But yeah,
How-
I'm not a nut
How do you
guy.
spell that again?
Teigalach.
Tegla.
Oh, that's a nope.
Yeah, I'm not a nut guy, and you
not
know
that.
people love nuts.
I can't spell it. Ben's saying it too fast. I can't.
Teigl.
Teig. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, you aren't a nut guy.
I'm really not a nut guy, so but I tried to include
Oh.
a couple of the big nut cookies. Yeah, it's like a mass.
Nah.
Yeah.
No.
It's not for me.
Yeah, I don't know what's.
That'd kill some
I
of
don't
my
think I've ever
friends.
seen that. Never seen that presented
it
before
looks
me.
so hard and
It does.
and crusty and sticky, and I just
Interesting. Okay.
Moving out of the F tier into E tier. This is
E.
this is bad dream. It's not a nightmare,
Okay.
but it's not good either. You'd wake up very uncomfortable. I only have two in here, and these might be controversial. The first one is macarons. Not macaroons, but macarons. The ones we all know from France, the little sandwich flaky with meringue.
This is a
inside.
hot take.
Okay.
I know it's a hot take. And I've had macarons that I liked before, but almost always disappointing.
They're a little overrated.
a little overrated. They're pretty.
They are pretty.
Beautiful cookies.
Beautiful cookie.
That's one of the cookie rules is beware of a pretty cookie.
Yep.
Yeah, it's so true.
It's true.
I agree. And dare I say, the Russell Westbrook of cookies
Oh.
had a huge year. Everyone wanted them.
You're saying Russell Westbrook's pretty.
Yeah, yeah, he is pretty. Why not?
That's all I got.
He's
for
got
that.
style.
He does got
He's
style.
got style. He's got a
got
style and
pizzazz.
energy, pizzazz, just like a macaron. But when you bite into it, there's not that much there.
Ooh.
And the other one under that, I put biscotti.
No, this is why I disagree with you.
Yeah,
The Sky are like the long
Okay.
cookies, right?
Yeah, the Italian.
I'm out.
I'm out. That's,
Yeah.
I'm out with
I
that
might
one.
have to
Good.
shift that. I might have to shift that.
Well, it's personal to your
it is,
list.
but I'm like Chuck
I like
edited his
niggas
list.
biscotti.
I was a little unsure about the biscotti being so low.
I haven't had one in a while, though. You're right. You know, there's
Sometimes I don't like them because there's too much nuts and they're so hard and crunchy.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm like, I can't really eat more than one.
Yeah.
But
It's more like a cracker to me.
Yeah, it's almost
and it
like
also
a cracker.
it's barely a cookie. That's
It's
that's
it's
true
like a
too.
borderline cookie, just borderline, just like dry bread.
Right. Yep. Pretty much.
It's a breadstick.
But I'd rather eat dry bread than a macaron.
Anything but that.
All right.
We're moving on to D tier.
Oh, D tier.
And this one I call scraping the dregs.
Ooh.
This is you'll eat it because it's there, but are you going to enjoy it? Not that much.
Okay.
Okay, number one, fortune cookies.
Oh, fortune cookies. Did not see this one.
I had
Took
a
a
fortune
twist.
cookie. That's so true. You will just eat it.
Yeah,
Just
just
eat it
'cause it's
because
there.
someone hands it to you.
a
Are
nice,
you ever
like,
going to go
cracker.
out and buy a fortune cookie?
No,
Never.
no.
Are you
Never.
ever going to
Box of
make
fortune cookies?
No, you
Oh.
you don't know where they come from. They just come and you
Yeah.
eat it, And of course, the fortune is great. That's
fun.
unique and amazing.
fun.
But
You know what? I had a fortune cookie this weekend.
oh yeah, what was your
my fortune?
What was your fortune?
Was that I will meet a new friend somewhere down the way.
That's so funny.
And it will bring like good tidings.
Wow.
Oh.
The last time I had a fortune cookie was a few months ago. It said I would be reunited with old friends.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that interesting?
Isn't that this podcast?
Wow. Old friends becoming new friends.
Old friends becoming new friends. Next up, under scraping the dregs, we have gingerbread cookies.
Okay. I'm with you.
Again, a gimmicky, fun cookie.
Fun cookie.
Gingerbread
House,
gingerbread man. It's
the
not
man.
about eating them. Because have you eaten
about
a gingerbread cookie
It's like
lately?
about no.
No, they're hard. They're always stale.
They're stale
They don't
usually.
taste good.
Yeah,
they're
tastes like ginger.
weird flat. They taste well, but yeah, but this is distinguished from ginger snaps. By the way, that's a different story. For
Okay.
me.
All right. That's
Gingerbread is a
interesting.
different thing.
Yeah.
Just
It
to make
is.
that clear.
It is.
I agree, though. I'm there with you. On
I'm
this
with you.
one.
Yeah, if it's post Christmas and everyone's
Sure.
little gingerbread houses are falling apart.
Got the munchies.
I'll munch on some
I'll eat the
gingerbread.
chimney.
I'm not gonna love it. And my last D tier cookie, scraping the dregs, is the fig roll, also known as fig Newton.
Fig Newtons.
That would be-
like the name ran.
I like Fig
Yeah.
Newtons, so
Fig rolls, I feel like are fig Newtons, very personal thing, and some people love them, some people don't.
I like.
I like a
fig.
Fig
You guys-
Newton.
I know
I like
you
a
guys
fig.
like,
I would
but
put
I'm
it
not
higher
going to
for
go
me.
out of my way to get it.
Exactly.
Sometimes I crave them. Sometimes I crave one. It's very rare though. Very rare.
Yeah, but sometimes, right? That's why
Sometimes.
they're not.
Not like
they're not
something
F
figgy.
tier. They're not bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're not high up for me either. Moving on to C tier.
Okay. C tier.
Things are starting to turn around. We're seeing some light at the end of the
Yeah,
tunnel.
okay.
This is, if there's nothing else, I'll eat these cookies and I'll be okay with it. I'll be kind of happy
I'm
about
okay
it.
with these.
First up, sugar cookies. The plain Janes of the cookie world. Nothing
get more
offensive.
average.
Can't
Yeah.
get more average than a sugar cookie.
Average.
That's the C. Number 2, peanut butter cookies.
Okay.
I'm sorry to all the peanut butter lovers.
You're not a nut guy.
I love peanut butter and I like peanuts.
Wait, what? This,
No,
what?
I-
I
but
thought you're
this
not a
is-
nut guy.
No, well, peanuts are legumes.
Whoa! Stay out of my lagoon, man. Sorry.
I kind of agree because they are just like they can just be so dry.
They could be so dry. They could be
dry.
really rich.
They're a little one note.
Yeah.
Rich or dry. There's no.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'm
if it was
kinda
peanut
with
butter
you.
chocolate chip, I would put it a
That's-
little
that could be
higher.
different.
It's different. But I've never see those.
It kind of has to be on average too because I feel like most of the peanut butter cookies I get are a little dry. But if there's a really good peanut butter cookie, of course,
be really good.
I could be like, this is awesome. But it just so rarely
Right.
comes to you.
Well, that applies to most of these cookies.
Yeah.
Like if there's an amazing iteration of one, it'll
Yeah.
be amazing. But in
Of course.
general, to me, peanut butter cookies, they're not disappointing necessarily, but they've never blown my mind, let's say.
Yeah.
After that, I have crinkle cookies, which is
a
kind of like a
crinkle?
variation on the sugar. There's like they're like those like dark chocolate. They're like almost like brownies with little powdered sugar. They're also like it's like a chocolate chip or a sugar cookie, but chocolate or some other flavor like cinnamon or whatever. And they're crinkly because you make this sort of brownie dough and they expand. They look all crinkly, like they have a crinkly surface.
I don't think I've ever had one of these.
I'll make them for you sometime.
Interesting.
Again, unremarkable, solid choice.
Okay.
Can be good.
Take your word for it.
And last on there, just a little shout out to Proust. I put Madeline's.
What's a Madeline?
It's shaped like a shell. Maybe Chuck could
Yes.
show you.
Okay, I know what that was.
Yeah.
Oh, I could eat a lot of those.
I like
Yeah,
Madeline.
right? They're very snackable. There's
snackable.
nothing super special.
There's nothing gray
yeah,
about them.
no.
You're right.
But they're very snackable. Yeah.
You're right. I'm with you on that one.
Okay. Now we're getting into the good stuff.
Shells.
Little shells, yeah. B tier, better than expected. Better,
Okay.
You have these cookies, you're like, you know
Yeah,
what?
pretty
I
good.
do like these.
Yeah. You know what?
Number 1, we got butterscotch cookie. Don't know what that means, but it's in there. But I'm picturing like a butterscotch chip.
Okay.
Oatmeal raisin,
Oh, come on now.
ginger snaps, aka Lebkuchen, aka molasses cookies are all in there for me. I could really munch on ginger snaps.
These butterscotch cookies on Google do have chips.
Yeah,
Oh,
butterscotch chips.
Okay.
Okay.
Shortbread butter cookies. Come on, rich, just delicious.
Shortbreads are pretty good.
Not the top,
agree.
but I really like them. I have Christmas cookies in here. Personally, I really like them. People kind of hate on them sometimes.
I think Christmas cookies are S tier.
Okay, well, there you go.
I think, like, come on. They're like so bad. They're so chalky.
Right,
There's
but, like,
something amazing about
when
them.
there's,
And I
like,
can
the
eat
really-
50
the
of them.
Sprinkles are
With the
on
sprinkles.
there.
I would have
frosting.
those in the region below.
Really?
In the C tier.
Some people really don't like these type of cookies. I
Right,
love
yeah,
them.
some people hate Christmas cookies. I guess they're just like not very. There's not a lot to them.
No.
I love them.
I
love them.
I love them
I can't deal with. I mean, oatmeal raisin. That's just in my. It would have
That
to
would
be
be
in
in your
my
S
top
tier.
tier.
That would be a top tier.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I might have oatmeal raisin higher than B for me.
Could be A. Yeah.
Could be an A
I
for me.
completely respect that. It's just.
But fair enough. It's your list.
It's not my A. It's more of a B for me.
Okay.
But I've had a couple really
Great.
good oatmeal
Come on
raisin.
now. Forget about it.
Also in B we have Lotus cookies or like speculoos flavor. You know that
No, what is that?
they had Lotus. We had Lotus cookies in our apartment in Prague. Those are the little you know speculoos.
Biscoff?
Yeah, Biscoff.
Biscoff. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, those are.
Those are-
I could eat so many.
Those are
of
pretty
those.
good. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Okay.
Again, a little one note, but an amazing flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I had like anything with a jam filled or a thumbprint cookie, like with a little jam or frosting in the center.
B. Okay.
That's a B tier.
Okay.
Okay. Moving on to A. Genuine excitement.
All right.
These cookies are coming and
You're eating them.
the party's hopping. Someone walks in with a tray of these. Oh shit, we just hit another level.
This party
Okay,
got
can I
turned
say
to
one
10.
thing?
Yeah.
I do think the oatmeal raisin cookie is not. It doesn't. It lands taste wise in the A tier for me, but I do think rep wise, it's not always the funnest
No.
when someone's like, I got a bunch of oatmeal raisin
Yeah.
cookies.
Right.
No,
like
it's
there's
not.
there's too
That's
much
true.
there's too much healthy stuff in them.
Yeah.
But it depends. Like, what if you were camping? If I was camping, I would much rather someone bring me an oatmeal raisin than a
It's true.
chocolate chip.
It's a little more
Interesting.
filling.
Yeah. But
Good point.
I agree. Yeah.
So, sorry
It's-
for interjecting.
No, please feel free. This is a collaborative list. I mean, I have the final say, but no, okay. So genuine excitement, tier A. We got chocolate chip, classic.
Of course.
We got. I had to throw them in there somewhere, and I mean, I like chocolate chip cookies. I don't care. I have millionaire bars, which you probably don't know what that is.
No.
It's a layer of shortbread, a layer of caramel, and a layer of chocolate on top.
Oh, yeah.
I've
These are
made
good.
them before. I've made them before.
Yeah.
These are good.
They're really good. I mean, just a fucking
I like those.
succulent, rich, delectable dessert.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong. Hamantaschen. You know what those are?
No. What's that?
That's my second. You know them. They're another Jewish cookie. It's a triangle. And some would argue that it's more of a tart or pastry, whatever. But to me, it's always been a cookie. It has it has a filling in the center of like, it's usually fruit. Sometimes could be like a cream or a cheese or a chocolate.
It's not arugula, right? Like it's not that type of dessert.
No, not rugula.
Rugula.
No,
Rugula, not arugula.
no, it's definitely not arugula.
How do you spell this?
Hamantaschen.
Hamantaschen?
It literally means Haman's hat. Haman is the villain of the Purim story, and he wore a tri-corner hat. Apparently.
Okay, that makes sense. I don't think I've ever had these.
And they don't look that
I don't think so either.
enticing.
They don't
at
look
first,
enticing. No,
No.
you're right.
But maybe it's a childhood thing for me. I grew up on these. I love them.
Fair enough.
So
I'm not going to
that's
argue
A
against
tier
these.
for me. Also an A tier. Snickerdoodle. It's a sugar cookie, but better. It has cinnamon and extra sugar sprinkled around.
Yeah.
It's just the sugar cookie maxed out.
Okay.
I like this.
I like
It's
this
okay for
snickerdoodle.
me.
Yeah.
In the same vein, the butter cookie with a chocolate cover, like Le Petit Ecolier. You know what I'm talking
cookie
about?
with a chocolate cover. No.
You know, I don't know. You have to just look up Le Petit Ecolier because it's a very specific thing that I think you'll know what I'm talking about.
Probably.
Also, though, digestives would fall into this category.
Oh, like digestives. Yeah. Okay.
Anything with like a smooth chocolate on top of a biscuit.
Okay.
That's a winning combination.
good.
That's fair.
I think.
It's a good tea cookie.
Lemon bars / lemon cookies.
I'm out.
I'm
Really?
in
Yeah.
on the lemon cookies.
I love a lemon bar.
I don't hate them, but I want to have them this high
Okay. All right.
in my list. For me personally.
It's a childhood thing. This is lemon cookies. Oh my god.
Yeah, certain.
They had these.
certain
I don't know which
cookies.
ones. It's just like they.
Some of them are
I think
really
they went
good.
out of business. It was like a flour, but a lemon cookie with like some icing on top of it.
Oh.
It's just so amazing.
Oh,
I used to eat off the little petals and then eat the middle.
Oh, that sounds interesting. That sounds fun.
like
Flour
that.
cookie? Flour lemon cookie? That sounds fun and exciting.
Yeah, I actually did not know you were.
Not
Talking
kinda
about that.
See if I can find a picture. That's not.
Were they homemade that you were eating?
No, they were from the store.
Interesting. Okay. All right, what else you got, Ben?
Last
meantime.
two in A tier. This was, I would never have thought of this as a cookie until I saw it on the Wikipedia cookie list. So, fight me.
Okay.
But Stroopwafel.
What is that? Stroopwafel?
You know what I'm talking about, Chuck?
No.
You've had Stroopwafel too. I'll Google it. Oh, you got it.
I don't know.
Stroop.
Stroop.
Looks like a type of waffle. Like a little
Stroop
waffle
waffles?
cookie?
It's like, yeah, they look like
Okay.
waffles.
Yeah.
They get them in Amsterdam. They taste insane.
I think I've had these.
Not a fan of these. I don't
Really?
think.
You don't like
I don't think
these?
so.
They're like, I can understand that. They're a little odd.
Yeah.
But they have like
waffles.
a sweet filling, and the outside is like a crispy
Oh.
wafer crunch.
Okay.
I like the crunch. I feel like sometimes they're
The filling's
a
no
little
good.
sweet.
Little too sweet.
Yeah, they are sweet. All right. And the last, I wrote crisp slivered almond biscuit.
Oh? Sounds like a biscuit.
This was I think I asked Donna to give me some top cookies, and she mentioned a slivered almond cookie, and I found something like that. I don't know, it looked good. They're like thin biscuits with little slices of almond in there. I just wanted to give a
Oh.
shout out to the nut people.
Okay, fair enough.
Fair enough.
And this is the top S tier.
S tier, the top of the top.
The top of the top, nectar and ambrosia, ladies and gentlemen, and NBs.
You call S tier that?
Nectar and ambrosia, it's the food of the gods.
Okay, I don't get that reference. Is that a
The
saying?
Greek gods. Yeah, it's like
it's a Greek thing?
milk and honey. You know, like
okay.
what they don't eat food. They eat nectar and ambrosia.
Oh, I did not know this.
Yeah,
fact.
well, there you go.
There I go.
Number one, I have black and white cookies.
Of course.
Of course, I'm a New Yorker.
New Yorker.
I'm a Jew.
Jew.
What more can I say?
What more can I
Black
say?
and white cookies, staff of life. And let me say this: a black and white cookie not done right can be bad.
Yeah.
Can be really bad.
Yeah, it's true.
And that's okay. It's harder to
Those
mess
are
up a chocolate chip
few
cookie.
and far between.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
But if you can find a good black and white cookie, remember those black and white cookie muffins?
No, when we got those?
I thought you were there.
I don't think so.
Well,
I don't remember.
you
those.
were.
Okay, maybe you're right. Maybe
But
you're right.
anyway.
I think you're right. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, those were delish.
They were good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just love them. And then number two, double chocolate chip, like the dark chocolate with the
With
chocolate.
chocolate chips. Okay.
For me, that's up there.
It's too much for me.
Too much chocolate?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair.
Okay.
I respect it. Any sandwich cookie, I'm including Oreos, maple leaf cream cookies. You ever had that?
Oh.
Those are great. It's like an Oreo, but they're shaped like maple leaves, and they have cream in the center. There was one that was called like savory delight or something. Do you remember that one? Amazing. Any two cookies with a cream filling.
Yeah.
Sandwich.
Okay, sandwich cookie.
M&M cookies.
Shocker.
You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. You knew I had to do it. They're better than regular chocolate chips. I don't know why.
I disagree.
I disagree,
finally-
but I like M&M.
I love it. I still love them.
Yeah, I understand. I get that.
What I like is the M&M and chocolate chip cookie.
Yes. No, you were
Okay.
talking.
All right.
The
Yeah.
deluxe.
Yeah.
No, but is it S tier though?
That would be in my S tier.
Okay.
Probably.
All right.
Probably.
And lastly, this is a pick for the rest of the population out there. White chocolate macadamia nut, with
Okay.
or without raspberries, just seems by general consensus to be one of the world's favorite cookies.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty fucking good. I'm trying to think if I like it. I think I like it more without raspberries, though.
I think I do too.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather have the raspberries.
Well, you're not a nut guy.
I'm not a nut guy. I'm a berry guy.
You are a berry guy.
And that's
And
it.
that was a very good list, Ben.
Yeah.
Very
Wow,
good.
thank you. Thank you.
Finally.
Finally, yeah. I've been working on this all
You've been
summer.
teasing this for years.
Oh,
Now we're going on to baseball. Welcome to Ducks Diamond, hosted by yours truly, Diamond Danny. It's almost October, guys. The baseball season is heating up. It's Danny's Diamonds. Doug's Dynasty is back. We're coming back with you. October's almost upon us, and I got baseball questions for the boys.
Whoa.
I don't know. Danny's Diamonds. I'm Diamond Danny. Nice to meet you. All right. This is a question for you guys about the MLB season. What team no one is talking about can make a deep playoff run? You guys got anything?
Yeah, I got one.
For the MLB?
Yeah, we're talking Danny's.
Danny's that
Diamonds.
no one's talking about.
Yeah, we're not talking enough about.
I'll pick. Okay, well, I think I have two. I think.
Okay.
I think the Mets could make a run,
Hey, that was mine.
and I think the Kansas City Royals
Whoa.
could make a run.
Oh, shit.
To Kansas City and the New York Mets. Wow. I mean, Kansas City's pitching has been phenomenal this year.
Yeah, that's why they've got like four really. I mean, none of them are like ace, but they've got four really good starting pitchers, and they can smack the ball around.
Yeah.
And
getting healthy.
Yeah.
They got one full back.
They have run into a couple injuries to Pascatino's out. He was really good for them. That was like I was like ready to come on when we were planning the pod a couple of weeks. I was ready to come on here and be like, I think the Royals are my pick.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They had a couple injuries since then, and they lost like 7 in a row. So
Fair enough.
I think the Mets have a really good. The lineup is kind of deep. I mean, those guys are.
It
doesn't
is kinda
look
deep.
It doesn't like look good on paper,
No.
but like the second half of the season, I feel like, and they've really come alive. And I think if the bullpen's kind of settled down, so I like some of their starters too. So
Yeah. The Mets. Wait, who's some of the stars? You like some of the Mets stars? Who?
I mean, Severino's been pitching well,
Severino Manaya's been
and there's one other guy that I don't know,
Manaya?
he pitched. I think it may be Manaya.
Manaya's
So-
the guy with the long hair who's on the Padres. Looks like who's that water superhero?
Aquaman?
Khal Drogo. He looks like Khal Drogo.
Okay.
What's his name? Jason Momoa.
Momoa.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
looks like him. Okay, the Mets is fun. How about you, Ben? Mets and Royals as well?
What about Cleveland? Can I say them?
Sure, you could say Cleveland. They're going under the radar.
Yeah, no one's talking about them.
Kind of, even though they've been winning the division all year long. Yeah, they have weird pitching. Weird starting pitching. They have one of the best bullpens in the league, though.
I don't like Cleveland at all.
Yeah.
I just don't think the lineup's very good. Like
I don't either.
This is where they are in their batting stats. Set 22nd in batting average, 21st in total bases, 24th in hits, 16th in OPS, 16th in slug. I think postseason pitchers are going to be able to navigate that pretty easily. There's like one guy you really got to worry about.
Yeah, Jose Ramirez.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
I just don't think it's like a.
favorite
It's like a.
baseball
I don't think it's just.
See
It
the
doesn't look like a
SpongeBob guy?
playoff lineup to me.
Yeah, it doesn't. Huh?
See the SpongeBob guy?
No.
Who
That
does
guy's
this
in the
one?
Yankees minor
Oh,
league.
shit.
Jose Ramirez is the small guy who punched Tim Anderson last year, who's a switch hitter. He's sexy. He walks like this. He's really small. Dominican, chubby.
Oh, okay. I love it.
Yeah. You recognize him. I bet you recognize him by his hair. He has like braids, like blonde dreads. Yeah, Cleveland's got problems. Yeah, the starting pitching I don't trust. I mean, they have one of the nastiest bullpens, but can they get their
I don't know.
Like trailing, and then once they're trailing, like their lineup's not great. So I'm with you there on Cleveland. Okay, it's interesting. All right, fun topic. My pick is the Padres, man.
I like them too.
Yeah.
Padres are D-backs, man. I like those West teams. I'm all about those
I do
snakes.
too.
I'm all about those snakes. The Padres are that's a scary playoff series. You got Darvish, Musgroves, Cease.
Yeah, I
Scary.
agree. I think when I wrote it down here, I was like, I don't know. I pick one of those teams probably to come out of the West.
Yeah.
I just don't trust those top. I don't know.
Those top teams. You
Yeah.
don't think they're gonna choke it?
I don't know. I don't. Of course, you can't trust the Dodgers. There's nothing about the Dodgers history that says, yeah, they're going to the World Series.
True.
And the Phillies kind of,
They've been a little shaky recently.
and they balked out of the playoffs last year. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be the Phillies, but I don't know. I feel like these two teams are kind of hot, even though the Dodgers kind of just.
Dodgers are the favorites.
Dodgers did just kind of smack around the Snakes, but I don't care.
Yeah, it's so different once you get to the postseason. All right. All right. Let's get into it. Who's winning Rookie of the Year? Who's winning Rookie of the Year?
Well, it shouldn't be that guy from Baltimore. That's what I know.
So in the American League, you got Baltimore's Clayton Krauser.
Colton Cowser.
Colton Cowser. So wrong. Yeah, he's the favorite for some reason.
I just don't understand. He's hitting like what, 240?
He's hitting 240. He's got like 20 home runs.
Okay.
He's just played the most from all these rookies. He has all the counting stats, right? And then from the hitters, you have Weiler Abreu from the Red Sox. It's all AL East teams for the hitters at least. Who, he's been a great defensive outfielder. He has like 14 home runs. He's in like 270, right? Or something like that.
He's always at 268.
268. There you go. And then you got Austin Wells, who's been on the heater recently, who he has the splits from the three.
Yeah. Actually, Fox Sports is ranking him number 1 in the Rookie of the Year race right now.
This is about who's hottest lately. So if I'm
Right.
going
So
to
it's
pick
Wells?
one, that I pick Wells. But, I mean, I think,
Yeah, Wells, he just
don't know,
his 15th home run.
Yeah.
He's got the splits. He's got the slugging on base. Compare those three guys. Here's my thing.
I like Rafaela almost more than Willier, even though Willier, I don't know, it feels
Really?
weird. Willier feels like I mean, he's solid out there. He's just really solid. He also missed a bunch of time, so
It's interesting.
but I mean, Rafaela doesn't grade well in the defensive metrics, but he's a really good defender, and he's been playing. They just
Position.
switch him back between shortstop and center field the entire season because they don't have any middle infielders.
Yeah.
And he's had some of the biggest Red Sox hits this year have come off of his bat. But I understand the metrics aren't going to like him because he just strikes out just a shit ton. So, but I think in terms of value, he's been the most valuable of those two guys. So I don't know, but if
interesting.
it's a really kind of a poor class.
It's a poor class. All right, so here's my thing. Those are the three hitters. I don't think any of those guys should win. I think it should be one of the two pitchers. Luis Joe, who is, yes, Yankees bias, who cooled down since his hot start, but he has great pitching numbers on the season. And he just came back. Let's see if he ends up hot. I mean, if he ends up cold, then that's it. Or Mason Miller, who's been one of the nastiest closers all year long as a rookie for the A's. Who saved them. The A's have been way better because he's been a nasty closer for them.
I'll be down to give it to a pitcher.
I think it should
Gill,
be the two pitchers.
I would rather have Gill than all those guys.
Yeah,
too.
I think those two should be the front runners. They kind of lost steam at the halfway point, and it became about
in terms
these hitters.
In terms of value, I feel like he really saved the Yankees in the early part of the season. They had he's sort of
won 6 games in a row.
Sub
or
ace,
like
he subbed in to be an ace for half a season. That's pretty valuable, even if he tailed a little bit, not much, but tailed a little bit and then got injured.
Really rough starts. Got a small back injury. He's back now. And Mason Miller, I mean, come on, he's been one of the best closers in the league as a rookie for the A's. And sexy too, 100 mile per hour. nasty stuff. He's been killing it. He's been killing it. I think you could say he's probably the most valuable rookie this year. honestly. It has like the biggest role. None of these guys. I mean, Wells got put up to the 4th spot recently, but yeah, there you go. What do you think, Ben? Who you got?
Gil.
5. Gil. Fair enough. I like it. Either way, the Yankees better get one of those draft picks. The rich get richer.
That's right, baby. Hoard the wealth.
All right, National League. Who you got winning Rookie of the Year as well? Is it just Skeens?
No. There's the guy on the Padres.
Jackson Merrill.
Jackson Merrill. You guys answered correctly. You guys didn't take the hype-based answer, and I like it. Yeah.
Well, I've been a Skeens hater since Danny brought him up on this podcast. So I'm going with Jackson Merrill.
Okay,
Also,
I agree.
Skeens has faded a little bit down the stretch here.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't. I mean, the Pirates are terrible, which they'll always be terrible, by the way. And I made this point last time that he's just not going to last because the Pirates suck. By the time he gets somewhere else, he won't be the same guy anymore, and we'll never get to see him in a good game.
Wow, I don't know about that take. I disagree, but yeah,
I just hate him. Yeah, I just hate him.
Skeens?
Yeah.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
Well, that was where I was going to go with next. Do you still feel the same about Skeens?
No, he's a talented guy, but I still find it hard that he's gonna his arm's gonna hold up.
Yeah, it could be tough, but that's fair. That's
But I hold strong on my Pirates take. They're not going anywhere.
That's interesting.
They will not be good. They're not gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They could be good in a couple of years.
Skeens will be the MVP of his relationship.
Yeah, that's why I really hate him, because he's got a hot girlfriend.
He's jealous of Livy Dunn.
Jealous.
Yeah.
Someone is jelly. No. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think
I'll
the
take
Pirates.
Merrill.
Yeah, it should be Merrill. It should be Merrill. Churio's also an option. Another Jackson. Both of the Jacksons were my pick to win Rookie of the Year at the beginning of the season, by the way. And yeah, okay. So that's fun. All right. Is anyone else knocking off Ohtani or Judge from MVP?
No.
I don't think so.
No, right?
They should
Sorry,
not.
Lindor.
Yeah. I mean, I get the Lindor arguments.
Yeah.
Because, Ohtani
Shortstop.
is not playing the field, and shortstop is the most important.
Yeah, he's been great
One
defensively.
of the most important. So,
As always.
yeah. This is hard to argue with,
Yeah, it's hard to argue. This guy's
an
thing.
historic
Yeah.
for, the steals and the...
Yeah,
it's just-
Lindor's he has the potential to get 30-30 this year. So he's already at 45-45. He's going for 50-50. It's nuts.
Sorry, those two guys have both had just historical seasons. So
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Nuts. All right. I'm glad we agree there. All right, Chuck, let's get it. Let's get to it. What's your thoughts on the Sox?
Oh, brother.
On the Sox.
It's another disappointing season. They'll probably end up in last place. Another season in which we were in in contention for the wild card spot and just completely fall out of it. But there are some I like a lot of the play. I've enjoyed watching this team more than the other teams because they do have a lot of young talent on the team and a lot of young talent coming. So it is fun to see. I'm sad that the pitching, the bullpen just completely has combusted. Like they don't have, and this is the problem when you don't have 5 starters. Like they didn't really have 5 starters the whole year. And when that happens, pitchers start to break down in the bullpen. And that's when you have the injuries to, Slayton and Martin. And then we just don't have any setup men. And anytime we have a lead, it just gets blown up. So that's not good. And, I do like the whole left-handed lineup thing. It's totally fun. I know they've hit lefties a little better. I mean, Duran has had an awesome season.
Yep.
Devers has had a really great season for having 2 injured shoulders, essentially one shoulder the entire season. So the real thing is they need pitching. If they had 5 quality starters, which they really only have 3, they need an ace and another filler starter. And I feel like it's a playoff. The offense was good enough to be a playoff team this year. It's just a matter of the bullpen and getting pitching. And that's just, it all comes down to the ownership again, because they have holes and they just continue to not fill them. it's like they don't want to spend any money. These guys, Mr. John Henry, Fenway Sports Group, they've become cheap assholes. So it's literally what it comes down to. So they're going to have hopefully an interesting offseason. If it's a dull offseason, then it's going to be the same thing next year. So I don't know. Somehow they're only 3 games back. I don't know how that's possible. They're not making the playoffs, though. That's just not happening.
Yeah, it's not happening.
But there was a lot of fun moments this season. I think they've definitely got some players for the future. So, I think it's a little more uplifting of a season than it was the last couple, but they've still got a lot of work to do. And I think it just comes from going out and making deals. If they can trade I think they should probably trade one of their big prospects for a pitcher somewhere.
Interesting.
So that's what's got to, because they've got Mayer and Anthony and Kristen Campbell, who are like all in the top 30,
top 40,
and Teal, who's also, but like they've got players at those positions that are pretty serviceable. So, I think you gotta try to trade one of those, at least one of them, whatever guy you think is probably not, to get some pitching, because this is like they don't have pitching in AAA to bring up to supplant a pitcher who gets hurt, like even. So it's just tough, and they've got some. I think the starters are decent, but they don't have at best any of the guys they've I think Huck and Crawford and Bayo are just at their absolute best are probably they can only be a 2, but they're probably all more of a 3 than an ace. So they need to go out and get a good starting pitcher, because otherwise you're just not making the playoffs if you have 3 threes and then a bunch of unreliables. Pavetta's he's been a really frustrating season, because usually he's bad for part of the season and then he'll go on a streak where it's 7 starts and he's awesome, but he hasn't had the awesome. So his contract's up. So I don't think he shouldn't come back.
No shot. So I know this was a see what the young guys could do type year, but do you think trading Chris Sale was a mistake?
I think it looks disastrous.
Chris Sale is right
absolutely
now
disastrous, but I just don't know if he was going to work here. I think the problem is you should have probably gotten something better. I mean, you'd rather have him here for sure, based on the season, but there was no way in hell anyone would have said he's going to have that kind of year.
Yeah, so Chris Sale's the front runner to win the Cy Young for the Atlanta Braves, Ben. And it's just been injured the past few years for the Sox. Yeah. You think it's a Red Sox problem and not a Chris Sale problem?
I think it's definitely a Red Sox problem. You gotta. Well, the problem is that I would be fine if they at least got a serviceable player for him, but Grissom is nowhere to be found. He's not hitting even in AAA.
Yeah.
So that's the complete disaster. Is you traded away a good pitcher for nothing, and then this team's biggest need is pitching.
Yeah.
So.
And they signed Giolito. He got hurt.
Yep.
He just replaced Sale for the hurt.
Yep. Everyone got hurt.
All right. You mentioned Brian Bayo. What's his name?
Bayo.
Yeah, we're gonna move on to my list. When Charles first, around this time last year, Charles was we got this young pitcher. He's coming up. He's looking good. I was okay, I'll keep an eye on him. Brian Bayo, Dominican, he was 23 at the time last year, or 24, whatever, right? He looked good last year. Looked good. I was all right, this guy's going to be pretty good for the Sox. This year, he hasn't been as good. He's been all right, But leading to my list, coming into the year, I was all right, he's one of the better young pitchers in the league. Now that's not the case anymore. So here's all the young pitchers in the league I would rather have over Brian Bayo.
I'd probably rather have them too.
This is your list?
This is my list.
Top 25?
Top 10.
Whatever.
I was going to do just top 10.
All right, you got it.
It might be more than 10. We'll see. I'm doing it on the fly. Number 1, Paul Skeens.
All right.
Number 2 of the Pittsburgh. Number 1 Paul Screens of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Charles's favorite team.
It's just wrong.
Number 2. Who's their other pitcher? Is it Jermaine Jones of the Pittsburgh Pirates? I always fuck up his first name. Hold on, 1 second. I should have wrote this down.
Just off the top. You're doing
Jared Jones of the Pittsburgh Pirates, 23-6-1 righty. Yeah, he's nasty. I like him. Number 2, Grayson Rodriguez of the Baltimore Orioles, right-handed pitcher. He's got some nasty stuff. That was 3 or 4?
You said 2, but it was 3.
Okay, number 4, Luis Joe of the New York Yankees. Righty as well, flamethrower. We're going to skip the Guardians. Cole Ragans got traded for Chapman last year. He's on the Kansas City Royals. We mentioned how good of a year they're having, their rotation. He's a part of it. Tariq Skubal.
I don't know.
You know, the problem with Bello is, like, he's like a change-up guy. Skubal's also a change-up guy, but he's like a lefty, and he's like tall, and he's sexy, and he's also going to win the Cy Young this year, probably. What number was that? 6?
Tariq Skubal.
He was the guy who pitched the Little League World Series game against the Yankees, Ben.
Wow.
Oh, did you not see that with me? I don't know. Anyways.
Sounds familiar.
He's going to win the Cy Young, most likely. The entire... What number am I? I'm going to say 7.
Say
just
7. Yeah, it sounds 7 sounds right.
The entire young core of the Seattle Mariners I would rather have over Brian Bello. Every single one of them. Gilbert, Kirby.
Me too.
Woo.
Are all those guys young? I don't
They're
think
all young. Some of these guys, and Bello's defense, some of these guys are a couple years older than Bello or have an extra year of MLB time. But these guys haven't hit ARB yet. None of these guys. Skubal might have, actually. Skubal might be in year 4. I don't know. Gilbert came up in 22.
Skubal's 27.
Skubal's 27, yeah. But Skubal kind of got hurt, so whatever. All right, whatever.
Excuse me.
Nope. We're going to go Spencer Strider, despite him being injured. We're going to throw him on the list. That's number 8. Number 9, we're also going to put Shane McCallahan on the list of him, despite him being injured and not pitching the entire season. Who knows if those guys pitch next year?
More than 10.
I'll rather have those guys, though. And last but not least, we'll go Hunter Green from the Cincinnati Reds.
Reds
there you
suck.
go.
Green from the Reds?
What do you think about that?
I'm
Speak on
hunting
it.
for answers. That's
Yeah,
for
the Reds
sure.
suck. That's what I think.
Ooh. You know what? So I was gonna say when you were shit talking the Pirates earlier, it's a shame that the Cubs weren't good this year because the Reds and Pirates are coming. They're gonna be better than the Cubs in a couple years. Both of those teams
Damn
have
it.
a sexier young core
Yeah, whatever.
and better.
the Reds and the Pirates, they
starting
always
pitcher.
suck.
No, they're gonna be better. The
doubt
Brewers
it.
are gonna win the division forever.
Yeah, well, those teams aren't going to win the division.
They might.
No, they're not. They won't.
I don't know.
They're the Pirates and the Reds.
They've won the divisions in years past in the 2010s.
Long time ago.
Long time ago.
Well, that's a good list,
That was my
Danny.
list.
Thank you.
It was, and by the way, I still think Bello's going to be good the next few years for the Sox.
He just needs to, if he can, it's all about control.
Yeah.
That's him. Control.
Yeah. If he gets another pitch, he could add to the repertoire maybe. It could just be like his little, throwing once a blue pitch. I don't
Just
know.
make that ball go where you want it,
And then it's gone.
and then it's gone.
Well, yeah, that was pretty much it for Danny's Diamonds. I mean, I could do a rant about the Yankees' decision-makings all year, but I won't. I'll save it for when they get eliminated in the playoffs.
I'm sure they're going to
Okay,
get eliminated.
little preview.
Honestly, I'm starting to come around with my Yanks. There's a chance.
I think that
I'm starting to think there's more of a chance
if they don't make
now.
it this year,
Oh, it's done. It's done. I mean, unless we resign Soto, then we'll have other shots at it.
I don't
but
know. I just think
know.
everyone else. I don't like any other. Like I don't really like. I don't like the I'm not even talking about. I don't like the Yankees.
We'll talk about this
but
2014.
this team,
Yeah.
I don't love it. But
Yeah.
also when I look at all the other teams, I feel like
Yeah.
they're the best team out of all the teams.
American League's wide.
Because I think it would be the Orioles, but they've too many injuries. They're like, what did I wrote down here? They're 24 and 25 since the All-Star break, and
Yeah,
they're 29 and
so.
32 since July. It's just like I don't trust their pitching bullpen. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
believe in them a lot. So I don't know. It's just like I feel like it's either like Houston.
Yeah, it's just Houston.
Or it's just the Yankees.
We're back to Houston being a favorite again.
I was like, how does this keep
somehow.
happening?
Crazy.
So
Yeah. I mean, the Orioles. Yeah, I don't know. They could figure. I don't know. Their bullpen. They're figuring it out. They were quicker. They were more active to figure out their bullpen than the Yankees were. That's for sure.
yeah, but
I
don't know.
We'll see. We'll see.
All right, we're gonna make NFL picks and
Let's get to it.
Get
Let's
outta
talk
here.
about the super early. That was Diamond's Dynasty.
Diamond's Dynasty?
That was Doug's Dynasty.
Ducks Dynasty.
Yep. All right, let's get to the super early Super Bowl picks. Who you got?
Ben.
Last
what's up?
year, the Chiefs beat the 49ers to refresh our memories.
All right. What? Whoa.
This year,
Is it one from American, one from National? They fight?
it's
Yep.
AFC. AFC,
I got it.
you got it. They fight.
No, I don't know. Okay, serious pick. Yeah, I'll take the Bengals this year.
Oh,
The Patriots
Cincy.
beat them last weekend.
Yeah, not for
They
long.
looked horrible.
Yeah.
No, I'm not high on the Bengals this year at all.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'll
fair enough.
have the 49ers returning.
Ooh.
Who you got winning?
The Bengals, of course.
Oh,
Niners
Cincy
always
kid.
choke.
The
I gotta
Cincy
get my
kid.
Cincy Bengals one
Niners
win.
always choke. They won 2 clutch Super Bowls against the
They
Bengals.
always choke though.
All right.
Against the Bengals, really?
I'm taking, in the 80s, in the early
Yeah,
90s.
That's crazy.
Jerry
I mean,
Rice.
that was such
Joe
a random
Montana.
that was Joe Montana.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to pick the Chiefs out of the AFC. And out of the NFC, I am picking... Damn it. I'm going to pick the Detroit Lions.
Ooh.
And the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl for the 3rd straight year. As much as I don't want it to happen, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I kind of agree.
It's gonna happen.
I think the Chiefs are better this year than they were last year.
Yeah, probably.
They got some new weapons. Like last year, the receivers dropped every ball, and they still won somehow. Should not have let them win last year. So that's who
Yeah.
I'm picking. Chiefs over Lions.
I mean, I think the Chiefs are gonna win, but I don't want to pick them
I
just
know.
because.
I don't.
But I don't
either.
like any of these teams.
I know. That's what I mean. That it just feels like they're the only trustworthy,
Yeah.
complete team.
They really are.
And the defense is really good. So it's got to be someone who just comes it's got to be like a New York Giants kind of upset. Like that's what
Yeah.
it's going to take.
It really is. All right, I'm gonna go with the Eagles. The Eagles making the Super Bowl, and I'm going, and they're gonna beat. Are they gonna win? I don't know. I'm not picking the Chargers. That's silly. I don't trust the Ravens. I don't trust the Dolphins. Is it just the Chiefs for me? Yeah. Eagles beat the Chiefs. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Lock in.
Lock it. That's right.
Yep.
All right. Before we leave NFL, thoughts on Kendrick Lamar's year-long victory lap?
Wop, 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 wop. Boom. I just love him.
He just played the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's funny too. We were just talking
He
about
came out
it.
with Dr.
How
Dre's
there's
Super
never
Bowl.
been a rapper
Oh.
perform the Super Bowl, right? Technically, he's the first rapper.
So what is this, like 2 and 4 years rappers?
but
performance?
that was an ensemble
It was
group.
an
That was not a
ensemble.
solo
It was technically
act.
Dre's act.
Dr. Dre, who is a producer,
Yeah.
and a rapper, but primarily a producer. Yeah, I loved the video. So many little Drake subs in there.
Oh,
Ain't
that
no
was
round
a good-
twos.
That was good.
You like that little video?
I was
No
like-
round twos in this.
Okay, 2 more. Ka-chunk, ka-chunk. Yeah.
Yep.
I think it's pretty cool. I don't really know, I don't know much,
Mostly,
Okay, so-
I'm shocked. I don't know. I'm shocked that the NFL,
Is going to
is
enter
gonna,
this war.
Yeah, right. And just to have Kendrick as a conscious rapper, an aggressive battle rapper,
Well,
not a
one
battle rapper, but a rapper who can battle aggressively, and who recently has become very famous for shitting on Drake,
killing a man
and
in
having
public. public.
killing a man in public and leaving him to die on the street.
While we all watched.
And this
cheered
most
it on.
popular song has a chorus where you're going to have all the Super Bowl fans shouting A minor.
Yeah.
You know, I love it. I'm just surprised that the NFL is doing it. They're having their Kamala moment.
Well, maybe they just care about
Jay-Z's been
money,
on
and this will bring in the
point.
money.
Yeah,
It's
that's
very
why I'm saying it's the
topical.
Kamala moment. They're finally trying to bring in the radical left to football.
It's just,
Yeah, I think so.
But it's a marketing campaign. Yeah, it's money. Kendrick is huge. But
Yeah.
like, why not have Drake play this?
He hasn't dropped an album in the last couple of years, by the way.
But he's going to.
Maybe. He probably will.
I assume before the Super Bowl.
You think
That's
so?
my prediction.
Or around then, or right after.
Are you going to
I
guarantee
think
that?
before. I'm gonna guarantee it.
That's a good prediction. All right, speaking of predictions, and we'll get to you soon, Chuck.
What?
Who you think? Who you think he's gonna bring out? He's got to bring out someone.
Drake.
Whoa, that would be
Can you imagine?
insane.
It's all love.
Imagine.
They're gonna perform Not Like Us together.
Oh my
Who's out
god.
J. Cole.
No, just kidding. Yeah, J. Cole. Sure, that'd be fun. That'd be fun. Big as the Super Bowl. Yeah.
It's probably gonna bring out Dre,
I would love for him to bring out the TDE guys.
right?
Schoolboy and
Absol.
J-Rock and Absol.
Call me 3 Pac.
Yeah, at the Super Bowl.
Super
What was he
Bowl.
going to talk about?
There's a chance he brings out Schoolboy Q for like collard greens or something. SZA probably for all the stars. That's the most likely, I think, of all like his
SZA could do
collaborators.
anything.
Maybe Travis does Goosebumps.
I don't see it.
He came out in the Super Bowl already. He already
Yeah,
did that.
but if Travis, but I don't see Kendrick bringing him out.
Could be interesting.
Could be major.
Could be major. Future
Again, I don't
that or
see him.
the weekend.
Yeah, maybe for like that. Maybe if that's
that. What's the other? They have the Da Da Da. They have a few songs together. Mask Off remix. They have 3. Like that's 3 off the top.
doesn't. Yeah, but I just don't see him coming out at Kendrick's show.
Fair enough. J Rock though.
Kendrick is J-Rock. Kendrick, like, he's such a curator.
He's gonna do all his stuff.
performances.
He's not gonna do the
his
features.
stuff.
Yeah.
He's not gonna.
You're right.
He doesn't need Future to come on and do like that, or Travis to do, because he has hits, and
Yeah.
also he's like he's gonna want to do it his way.
But he brought DeMar DeRozan and Westbrook up on stage.
But that's different. No other rapper's doing
I'm
that.
just
That's what I'm
joking. I'm just
saying.
joking.
That's part of it.
All right. All right. Now that for you, Charles, I'm not gonna ask you the same question. Are you gonna listen to a Kendrick Lamar album before this Super Bowl? Just one. That's all I'm
Probably.
asking.
I mean,
Will you allow us to do throw a Kendrick listening party for you? Mainly-
why do we have to have a party?
It's
I can
not a party. Mainly it's gonna be us 3 probably
I'll
drinking
try to
beers.
listen to one before the Super Bowl.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll put it on in Greece while we're playing Monopoly Deal or something.
I'm gonna. I know. I want to listen to it in my own
Yeah,
headphones.
no, I
That's
understand.
my
Fair enough.
preferred listen.
Fair enough.
I'll try to get out on the basketball court and listen to it while I'm shooting around.
Okay, fair enough.
That's when I listen to what's his name? My last review.
Wanna ball.
Frank Ocean.
Yeah,
Frank Ocean.
blonde.
Did you not like Nights? That song?
Round your city, round the clock.
Because he's not beautifully singing. He's like pitched up on that.
Nobody needs you. That's a beautiful lead. No, that's a very clean song, though, sound-wise.
I can't remember.
It feels like it's up Chuck's alley though. It is very clean though. I don't know why it feels like that though.
I can see it.
I don't
That's-
know.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
It's not a big deal.
have
Anyways,
the
it was just a
guitars.
thought I had literally like 2 nights ago.
Is
randomly.
is it in the front or is it in the back
It's
half?
was in
the
the front.
direct middle of the album.
Oh yeah.
It's the
What?
30
No,
minute
not
mark.
Nights. Did I say Nights? I meant Nikes.
Oh.
Not Nights. Fuck that song. No, that's the best song of the album. But Nikes feels like Chuck's vibe for some reason.
There's a war Nike.
For some reason. Yeah, that's the song I was thinking
And the
of.
red.
She said she need a ring like Carmelo.
I can't remember if I liked the beginning or the end because I was very like at one point
Fair
I was
enough.
like,
You know what? It's on the podcast. We go back. You go back, listeners, if you care that much.
Dig up the archives.
Dig up the archives. All right.
All right.
All
Signing
right.
off?
Any closing words?
no.
Chuck, what city is that? Do you have any idea?
It kind of looks like Hong Kong to me.
St.
Okay.
Pablo.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
San
Because you can
Pablo.
stand across the river and look at it, and there's
I feel like
mountains
it's
all
going in a
around it.
circle. Yeah, that That makes sense.
Yeah, and I remember these boats kind of.
What's going on? This is an audio podcast, guys. I was laying.
We're describing the.
What do you think of this clown?
We're describing my screensaver.
I was letting this happen. I was like, yeah, I can see it. I was like, wait a second.
You said any closing remark.
All right, that's a good point.
Yeah,
You got that was
that
any.
was closing remark.
Yeah, that's a closing remark. That's
Right.
it. I'm done.
On that note, ladies and gents, and people around the world, extraterrestrials, good night and good luck.
The No Shots podcast is brought to you by Dank Delish Coffee. You can find Dank Delish Coffee beans at dankdelish.com and have their deliciousness shipped right to your lovely abode. Start your morning with a cup of delish. You can also follow the No Shots podcast on Spotify and YouTube. Like and comment. Thanks for listening to the show.